as well. Revy, flashpoint in hand, pops it out. It's Panarin with another hero play, gets in, another frag comes out from Revy. Panarin, what a shot through the truck, but it's gonna be the swarm grenade to deny yet again. It's the fantastic start. 5v4, Clark University. Big advantage, however, the ults are absolutely in favor of Cornell. Soup's able to grab another one. Oh
Zorona!
My God! What is that? Drona actually lands that kill, leaving Panthenor in a 1 versus 3. Drona, no, absolutely not. You need to calm down. Clark University on match point.
There you go. It's a stop to a stop. Falco might just end things right here. Robin, the big knocking power is them going for this big zoning moves, right? They want to get that charged up thunder. They want to go for it. And look at the throw. That was disgusting, Falco, with the moving platform. Just said, all right, sure, carry me onward. I'll just take you into the blast zone myself.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and call it right now because I already know production is going to ask me later, what Smash highlights do you want to see for the week? What clips of the week? That was it.
Unified welcomes you to the following presentation of the Midwest Esports Conference. Here at the MEC, we partner with schools all over the Midwest to create premier gaming experiences.
The most common angles that the operator plays. This is like second to only B long. Fight is likely having a leg shot, but they're too slow. Hariri lands a perfect headshot.
Laying in the damage zone and them on out. Going into A4, look at Sage. Laying in the move.
Sage?
Laying in the damage. Going in revenge for their honey.
No way!
Sage Wabe! Get the quadra kill!
That was
So it kind of sounds fun, so I'll give it a chance. And then we ended up playing in high school the next 2 years together. And we've been playing ever since. So he kind of taught me the game. We've been playing on a team since then, and then now we're in college, so we can't play together anymore.
We do love all the players, even the ones we shit talk. We love you all. We love you all.
Body Pluto looking for the plank. Trickster waiting, maybe looking for the steal. Pluto has his engaged. The scatter of the week comes through. Watch Levi though. Levi hasn't been touched just yet, but the damage is coming through. The melt line gets melted. Jinqual on a killing spree, and all of Ottawa goes down.
Why? Those don't go in. It goes off the sidebar.
Starting to come out, the flash is popped, the rolling thunder is utilized to perfection, and now it's all on Thiessen, but Thiessen just keeps on going.
This fall, we are proud to bring you Valorant and Super Smash Bros. Valorant will be 8 teams, single round robin with a double elimination playoff. Smash will be 6 teams, double round robin with a 4-team single elimination playoff. Welcome to the MEC. Enjoy the show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Unified Live channel, bringing you live coverage of the MEC playoffs. I am Skellybone Tucker, joined by Captain Leatherface Atsoka, and we are bringing to you what should be a banger of a match. Cleveland State University versus Southwest Baptist.
That's right. We've already had ourselves a wonderful game yesterday, and for those that don't remember, it was quite the doozy. Again, we got to see that one go the distance, not once, but 2 times. 2 times we had games that went all the way to game 3, and it was just so much fun. And honestly, it's going to be a tough act to follow. Just a friendly reminder, it was ONU taking on Miami, Ohio, and BCU taking on Clark. And BCU, the number 3 seed, took down the number 2 seed, and they did so with a little bit of confidence. And, you know, even in the after interview that we had with Konichi, they seemed like they were still a little disappointed. They thought they could have did better.
Yeah, it's one thing to have confidence in your team, but I mean, Clark is statistically the second best team in the league. So to take a series over them is something that is very, very impressive in its own right. Of course, Clark, you can always want more, but sometimes you might be getting a little bit overzealous. Enough talk about the past. Let's talk about the present and the near future coming up in just a couple minutes. It's the first match of the lower bracket, Southwest Baptist versus the Cleveland State Vikings. It's the Vikings versus the Bearcats, and this Southwest Baptist has been a team that has struggled their way through this season. They're in the playoffs barely. They had a first match of it against ONU where they did better than we were expecting, but they still got 2-0'd. This time, Cleveland State, of course, getting knocked down in a, I would call it an upset.
I mean,
Continue.
Honestly, I wouldn't call it an upset. I mean, it is an upset. No matter which way you look at it on the stats, it is an upset, but I've stood by that. Miami, Ohio is a sleeper team. I think they still are a sleeper team. So I was expecting them to absolutely pop off in the postseason. And you know what? I didn't think they were going to take ONU, but they did put them through the ringer. But with that being said, CSU, again, I think now they have some fire underneath them. I think they are feeling themselves. I think they're prepared. And I think they're absolutely going to cook here in the lower bracket. So again, CSU, I think, is going to be one of the teams to beat for any team that's looking for that lower bracket run. And, of course, leading the way is going to be Fode, Revy, Marvel, Lime, and Sully from the side of CSU. And on SBU, you have Sunset, Haven, Kangs, Eclipse, and Fibs.
Taking it over to the map bands now. Let's see what the battlefield is for these 2 squads. It's Ascent, Bind, and if we so decide to go to it, it is Lotus. And we saw Lotus be a pretty bad breeding grounds for the upper team. Just yesterday, we saw what ONU had in store for Miami, Ohio on Lotus. It was a 10-0 lead, which MU actually took back and won 13-1. So let's not let anybody ever forget that. Ohio Northern University blew a 10-round lead over Miami University. I don't care if they did not win, if they won the series after that. It still happened. It's funny.
Yeah, it most certainly is. And you know what's also interesting is that last week, Bind was the map that was getting banned, and the primary map selection was Ascent, Lotus, Haven, not even in that order, just it's always those three maps. And then ever since we made it to the postseason, it seems like Bind has made its way in, and either Lotus or Haven is the one that gets banned. And I think that is so interesting that we're starting to ban these three-sided maps, because I think teams are just sick of having two of them in the rotation. So again, I love how the map selection has changed as the season here has progressed.
Well, to be fair, the three-site maps are a pretty new idea. Looking back at some of the older tactical shooters, there have not been that many shooters that decided to make a map with 3 sites, Valorant being one of the only ones. I'm for sure it's the only game to do it twice with Lotus and Haven. I feel like you still have to have one of them in the rotation. It kind of throws a wrench into things. It makes it look a little bit less predictable for these teams. I feel like that's going to help out Cleveland State a lot, considering Southwest Baptist is one of those teams. They've had their struggles when it comes to the tried and true, as well as the mix-up maps. I believe they had a map on I think it was Lotus and Split a little bit earlier in the season, where, of course, both of them they lost. They've not won a single map yet, unfortunately. If this decides to be the day, I feel like Cleveland State's going to have a big advantage on Lotus, simply because that's kind of their stomping grounds. They really come to play when it comes to that big, wide open, very confusing 3-sided map.
Yeah, and you know what? I really do love the 3-sided maps. You already know me. Lotus is one of my favorites, and I still stand by that Lotus has some of the coolest and some of the most interesting post plans in Valorant, because like on Haven, it's like the exact opposite of Lotus. It is still a 3-sided map, but on Haven, when you're playing on the defense, you mostly play for the retake, and that's the approach you want to take on Haven. You want to play for retake on defense, but on Lotus, it is a lot of upfront face-first battles and gunfights, so that way you can try and hold off on site. And I think that is just really interesting, how you have 2 3-sided maps, but they're still kind of played differently. That is something that I enjoy, and I cannot wait to get these matches underway. But of course, before we get to the dessert that is Lotus, we got to get our vegetables in. And you know what that is? That's Ascent. We got to get those vegetables in first before we can get to the good stuff. So let's talk about Ascent as we get ready to head into map 1.
Southwest Baptist is starting on defense. I feel like that's going to help them out a lot. The Southwest Baptist team needs all the help that they can get. It's unfortunate that I'm saying it, but it's just kind of how it is. They put up a very solid fight against Ohio Northern last week in the playoffs in Map 2, but that was largely due in part to Ohio Northern switching up the lineup. I mean, they went Gecko and Deadlock. It's not really their most tried and true and their most meta composition, but they still made fairly quick work. The final score was 13-6, and I know that it's okay, but I need to see what Southwest Baptist can do against a solid composition. CSU is one of those teams that they have a very standard composition. They rarely ever switch things up. So this is going to be a real test of the Southwest Baptist team, how they do against a much better opponent when their life in the season is on the line against one of the top 4 teams in the league with a baller composition like this, with Revy, of course, hovering on that breach, which is a pick that we typically see a little bit on Ascent, but we simply typically see it switched out for maybe a second duelist or a different-ish initiator.
Most of the time, whenever I'm looking at this composition, it's this exact composition from CSU, but instead of a breach, I'll see a KO. The KJ KO combo, and then, you get to see the Sova Odin. Meanwhile, you're looking at the other hand for SBU, and Sage, I get it, because Sage does have like those ice wall peaks. The ice wall is fun, but at the same time, Ascent has been a map that has been figured out. And unfortunately, Sage walls are not the meta. Now, don't get me wrong. You have those teams that have that nuance that can still come in and, shake things up. But at the end of the day, it really is the composition more in line to what we're seeing from CSU that has reigned supreme. And it's not just the Sage pick either. I'm also looking at the Phoenix. The Phoenix got me questioning a little bit I mean, I do love the Phoenix. I feel like they're somewhat of a pseudo duelist because they also have like initiator qualities. They have the blinds, they have the firewall, and I think that kind of makes them, you know, as an initiator as well as a duelist. But I don't know how that's going to work going up against a Raze. You understand? Like that is going to be an interesting matchup. In this composition, you know, you got to have that nuance. So I just hope that SBU, they have that little nuance. They have that extra finesse to make this composition work.
Lower bracket gets started right now with the pistol round, and it is immediately as the walls drop. Sully landing a shot onto Sunset, taking down half of the initiation from Southwest Baptist. That is a very bad start for this Bearcat squad, with Revy catching one as well. First 20 seconds has been all Cleveland safe. They've managed to take up as much space as they would ever need before Haven's finally able to strike back with SBU's first frag of the game.
Well, there you go, and this is kind of what I expect here in the pistol round. You know, a bunch of trades being made on A main, and now look at the read coming from Foe to pick out Eclipse, and now they get the head click on Fibs as well. The gunny gameplay coming from CSU. Nothing short of impressive. That's how you want to start things out here on Ascent.
They're dropping one player. Very, very nice plays. And of course, you gotta give a little bit to Sully with that counter strafe shot coming all the way from B link. As soon as the walls drop, Sunset peeks out and gets absolutely domed with the Sheriff. That is so unfortunate. We go to the anti-eco. Southwest Baptist not going to buy up anything at all. It looks like they are keeping the entire share, or the entire classic composition. Not a Sheriff, not a Ghost, not a nothing. As Cleveland State, they're starting to buy up. They got some Spectres and Sheriffs. Let's see if they can make their way through round 2 as easily as they did the first one.
Well, look at that. You got the Judge in the hand of a Raze, and we already know how dangerous that can be as they find the first frag onto Kongs. And what a frag it was. Again, that's why that Judge is so dangerous. And they find another one, my word. And now they're going to make their way down low, going to blind fire. Nobody there. Feels bad right now for SBU, but at the same time, that's what you expect in a round 2. That's what happens when you have the power of the purse.
Look how far Lime is pushing up. It would not surprise me if Lime's able to get 3 or 4, maybe even an ace here, as there is the third before Eclipse is finally able to get that last frag. Paint Shell, though, will get a kill post-mortem. Spray through the smoke will be the deal. It's actually the wall bang from Foe to get the job done. But the Spectre wall bangs, or the Spectre smoke bangs, definitely helped out. Bonus round at the foot. And did I just see an Odin bot from Southwest Baptist?
I mean, yeah, I expect the Odin to come out, especially on the defensive side. And honestly, more often than not, you're going to see it paired with the Sova. The Sova-Odin combo on B wall spray is great. But you know what? When you bring a Fade into the mix, I guess that's who you have to give it to, because it looks like Fade is actually going to be setting up for that B wall spray with the Odin instead of Sova. And meanwhile, you got Sova there over on A. So let's see how this plays out. Will the Odin be able to find some frags here in what is the first buy round from SBU?
They're going to need at least one. What in the world is this? All the way through mid. Only able to grab one. Sully somehow winning out that fight. Kangs cannot get it. The headshot of Sully is just too clean. They've been with it the entire game. We saw it in the bonus round. We saw it in the pistol round. And now we see it right here. With a one-man advantage for Cleveland State as they are favoring the A site. Look at how weak it is. Southwest Baptist, closest person is that Sova. And they are all the way back in Garden.
Yeah, Marvel, though, on A site, has a free plant. And Sova's still hanging out there in heaven. You can see Haven trying to go for the peak here. And they get the swing on Marvel. And that's going to even the odds here. 3v3. You got Revy down low. They don't know that they're there. And they get a free pick. And now going to go for the blind fire on to that Fade. Out goes the Prowler, not going to be able to do much, but Eclipse from the flank, able to find one. And Fode is able to wrap things up for the side of Cleveland State. And now CSU will get the bonus here on Ascent.
Denied is the word of the round, Cap. Southwest Baptist had a good chance at that. They had it to a 2 versus 2, and then they both think they decided to push without clearing it out. I believe
that the Fade had another Prowler as well as the Sova with the last one alive. They could have tried to recon dart that one. Fortunately, mistakes were made, and it ends up costing Southwest Baptist a third round in a row and absolutely crippling their economy once more.
Yeah, and again, like this is such a fantastic start for CSU. I mean, they went down in a very close match in the upper bracket, so I knew as soon as they went to the lower bracket, they'd be out for blood. And because this is a really good and talented team, like I know CSU and what they're capable of, and I just knew that whoever was going to face them off in the lower bracket was going to get no mercy. And it looks like that's exactly what they're getting. I mean, so far though, I mean, you also got to give it up to SBU. This is an eco round for them, and yet they are able to find a trade here in the beginning. So again, not too bad for SBU so far.
CSU knows that SBU is on a eco round as well. We got one player hanging out with the Aries. Look at this. Haven lands a couple of body shots with the Sheriff, and just like that, Southwest Baptist might just be on the cusp of ecoing this round out and stealing a round away. I mean, you weren't able to win the bye round, but an eco is just as good. Market players starting to get sandwiched in. You got Revy hanging out in courtyard, as well as the KJs trying to push up through those stairs, clear out the angle, and Sully is going to get that frag. No more fade for you. The Fibs is still right there, but not for long. As B-site about to be executed on. There's 13 seconds to go, but the spike is planted with no problems whatsoever.
Yeah, well, there you have it. And now it's going to be a 3v2 in the post plant. SBU still not doing too bad. They managed to find 2 frags in the eco round. They could possibly find a third if they did manage to pick up a rifle, and it looks like they did. They get picked out, though, by the recon dart. And now here comes the swings out of market. Eclipse, though, still only with a Sheriff, but Haven finds 2, finds 4. Haven able to clutch up the round in what should be a thrifty. My goodness, Haven able to come in huge for SBU.
What a clutch, thrifty round with 2 players left to spare. Getting those guns, that is over 5,000 creds in the pockets of Southwest Baptist. Fantastic round through and through. They played that one absolute fantastically, which is a word. I was doubting myself, but yes it is. And now the sides have switched. CSU in an awkward spot. They can buy up this round, but they are starting to dwindle a little bit. They let that thrifty round go. Thankfully, there was a player or two that kind of low bot. They got a Spectre, I believe it was an Ares for the breach. Now they can full buy, but so can Southwest Baptist, which is dangerous for Cleveland State. Your mental is always a little worse for wear after getting eco'd.
Yeah, and again, that was just phenomenal. And honestly, that could be a contestant for the clip of the week right there. I mean, it's one thing, you know, to get an ace, which they didn't. They didn't get the ace, but they got a 4K on a thrifty round. Okay, how often do you even see, like, okay, let's just say if they would have got the ace, how rare is it to get an ace on a thrifty? I mean, you got to give them respect. They got a 4K with a bargain buy. That's insane.
1 minute left to go with a trade, and Sunset peeks out, gets Valorant timinged, is Sully. Unfortunate soul. A site wide open. Cleveland State makes this execute happen, turns it into a reality. Spike goes down. There's one ult on each side. Cleveland State, of course, has the Hunter's Fury, which they can play post-plant with if they so choose. Into the shadows, not quite as good for the position. A double kill from Revy, fantastic spray transfer, and they're gonna get a third. And Cap, you were just talking about the thrifty 4K. Could be clip of the week. That could also be the clip of the week. That's 2 rounds in a row that we get fantastic solo plays.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, right now, this it just seems like to be the show match, right? You know how you have like the match of the week, you know, whenever you watch another sports, they'll be like, yeah, this is the match of the week. This might be the match of the week. We're getting so much content just from this match, and we're barely into it. We're not even through the first half. We're going into round 6, and already there's been so many highlight-worthy moments that have occurred. But right now, things are getting a little bit juicy. You know, it's been a little bit of a back and forth. CSU still holding on to the lead here, still playing consistent as Kongs is able to open things up with the Marshall. Great first pick there, and you look at SBU, they have a great start, not only with the first pick, but they also got 3 ults at the ready.
Now, this is a lighter buy for the Bearcats. Everybody knows that.
What's a Bearcat?
Maybe. You know, I'm not actually sure. That's just the mascot.
That sounds like some, Avatar Last Airbender type of animal.
Oh my god! They didn't clear out the fade. They got rid of the lockdown.
Whoops.
Sully popped the lockdown, didn't clear the barrier orb, and Fade was able to completely negate it. Unfortunately for them, it was all a ruse, so it doesn't matter if it stays up or not, because that's not the plan. The plan is push onto A, get that spike down there, rather than push through B. Southwest Baptist, though, starting to push through. They've got another one-man advantage. The Sova is still alive if they decide to play post-plant, but they are playing really far up. In comes the execute. Haven has another 1-for-1 trade-off. Nobody clears out hell. Sunset able to get 1 frag, forcing the Omen into a 1 versus 2, but they might be able to play for the long game. But no, Sunset lands a headshot with the Phantom, and in just the nick of time, Southwest Baptist going to grab another round, and it'll be a thrifty once more.
And again, you got some of these teams that are just phenomenal on the thrifty. Also, you got a lot of teams that are really good on the pistol round. Like, we have teams that just don't lose pistols for whatever reason. What am I? That's a cat bear?
That is a Bearcat, yeah.
Bearcat. So these are actual animals and not some Last Airbender fantasy animal crossbreed thing. I'll be honest, I was legit stun locked for a moment, just trying to visualize a cat bear. And you know what? That thing is cute. It's probably dangerous. I'm sure it is. But I want one, and I must boop thine snoot.
It'll be 5 Bearcats versus 5 Vikings, though. I feel like the Vikings should probably win, but with how Southwest Baptist is performing right now, it might not be as guaranteed as I might have thought. So far, SBU is putting on a fantastic showing, but Cleveland State looking to soil it, specifically Lime, lands a double kill, as well as shutting down the run-it-back ultimate. Nightfall being brought out from Sunset to try to delay the push. Unfortunately, it does not have the intended effect. A-Site still forfeited over with a 2-man advantage going to the Vikings. If Lime can find this frag, that'll make it 3. Looks like it's not going to be that easy.
Oh, it's never that easy. I mean, I guess it depends, but usually it's never that easy. Regardless, you got a 3v2 now in a trade. SBU eventually will have their last player fall, and just like that, CSU going to be able to maintain that 3-round lead, as we're just about halfway done here in the first half. 7 rounds gone. And things are still looking pretty close in the grand scheme of things, because, you're looking at the buy coming from SBU, and, you see a good bit of Vandals. You have that one Marshall, again, on Kongs, but we've already seen Kongs able to get that first pick with the Marshall again, so nothing worse for wear there. Although you look at the ult economy, and CSU looking pretty strong. They got a 3 ults to their name, SBU with 2.
Hey, all I'm saying, though, is if you cut off like half the stats, the Marshall is better. Because it pulls out faster, it's a faster scope time, it's a faster fire rate, it's better at no-scoping. Unfortunately, it can't one-tap to the body, but if Kangs can just keep hitting the head, it doesn't need to one-tap to the body. Sully pushing up through mid, that makes it a double kill. I don't think they know about Eclipse, which Eclipse could very well mess around and get this frag. All they got to do is stay quiet. But I think Sully is playing that same game. Just I know you might be there, but I have no way to prove it. Sully lands a 3rd shot as the paranoia is not able to connect before Haven finally takes them down. And we need to see another retake onto the B site. Last time we were here, Southwest Baptist was able to pull off a fantastic clutch thanks to Haven, but they have to do it yet again with 1 ult, but basically 2 ults staring them down.
Yeah, I got OCD right now. Revy needs to reload that gun. I'm sorry. They've been sitting with 7 bullets for so long. Reload that thing. And Revy able to get the final LM. I don't know if they reloaded it or not. You could definitely end the game with 7 bullets, but I was just looking at it and I'm like, reload. And that's the OCD in me. Like, I could have fired only 5 shots, have 25 left in the clip, and I'll still have to reload. Meanwhile, you do see that we are going to be going to a little bit of a break here. And now you get my my regular beautiful face. I don't know what's scarier, my actual face or Leatherface, but regardless, that is a fantastic first. I don't even know if it's a first half, but so far what we're seeing on Ascent, pretty good. And I got to give SBU credit. I mean, definitely, the score count, the round count isn't going in their favor, but every single round, it seems like they're putting up such a phenomenal fight.
Round number 10 at the cusp, with an attacker-sided lockdown, not able to find anyone, but forces Southwest Baptist off of their site, and it's another B hit. Would you look at that with a one-man advantage? As I say that, Fibs decides to use the Resurrect, taking Kane's back, which is an interesting idea. B site, especially with how Cleveland State is playing, is typically very difficult to retake because of the player in main. As they land a double kill, almost the triple, but Kangs manages to stay alive, keeping just 41 HP. Headshot not able to land, but the body shots will from Sully. And Cleveland State starting to push away from Southwest Baptist. At the start, this was close. It was 4-2. I believe at one point this was a 5-2 game. But now Cleveland State's starting to kick into overdrive and autopilot at the same time with Southwest Baptist doing their Southwest Baptist thing. They simply cannot keep up. Cleveland State starting to play a little bit higher level than SBU is able to compromise with.
All right, Tucker, I'm going to need your help here, okay? Because Captain might be capping. But if my recollection is correct, both of SBU's wins came off of Thrifty rounds.
Yes, they did.
That's insane. That's crazy. The 2 rounds you win, it's off the Thrifties, and they've had rifle rounds, full-blown, full-buy rifle rounds, and CSU managed to shut them down. I don't know what needs to be done on the side of Southwest Baptist, but they really need to start taking advantage of some of these buy rounds.
They were able to win just a couple more buy rounds. This game wouldn't necessarily be tied, but it would be darn close. Unfortunately, SBU uses up all their power in the buy rounds, or in the thrifty rounds, with nothing left over for the buys. Another trend coming to fruition. Cleveland State starts things off fantastically. First frag taking down the fade, with the A site being really weak. I'm noticing that Southwest Baptist is pretty against keeping these people on the site. They're always trying to play for the retake, and so far it is just not working. We've seen how the Thrifties came in, they got the fights through, and they turned it into a 2 versus 2 early, rather than waiting for the retake to come through like they're doing now.
And yeah, don't get me wrong, playing for retake can be a good strat, but you at least want to try and find a pick somewhere into mid, or maybe even on the other site, or even try and catch someone in rotation. Finally, Haven able to get the elim on Fode, and Kangs onto Lime thanks to the kill feed, and now Fode does drop low, and Haven does get dealt with. Decent shot coming from Marvel, but now it's a 1v3, and poor Kongs, they're gonna have to try and pull off now a 1v2. They do find that first elim, but they will be gunned down by Marvel, and there you have it. Now Cleveland State are looking at a 9-2 win streak now, looking very, very strong.
I believe Southwest Baptist is going to have another buy round in them to end this off, which is typically, here's the thing, it's typically a good thing, right? But Southwest Baptist's only round wins have come off of Thrifty, so I'm not sure if that is actually a good thing. With how the trend has gone, we're likely going to see a 10-2 half, with Cleveland State absolutely slogging their way through the second half of the first half, which is kind of confusing, but bear with me. Let's just see what they can bring out. Round number 12 underway. Look at how far Kangs is pushing up. Very confident, but a little bit of overzealousness. Overzealousness? I don't know.
Yeah, I think you got it. Honestly, you could have said both of those, and I would have been like, yeah, I've heard that before somewhere. I bought it. Makes sense to me. But now, what's making even more sense is CSU once again just taking full control of this A site and making it their own. Good on the fade there to find a 2-piece sunset. Tried their darnest to make an impact there, but unfortunately they get eliminated, and now it's a 3v1 in the favor of CSU, and the only player left is the lone Sage from SBU. They peek tree, and that will be the last peek they make here in the first half, as CSU will go into the second half with a 10-2 lead.
Southwest Baptist, you need to channel your inner Miami University. I mean, we saw one just yesterday. Why not give us one more? The side switch, Cleveland State switching on to what is supposedly the stronger side of this Ascent map. It's been defender-sided for a while. But of course, I've been wrong in the past. Just like yesterday on Lotus, the attacker side is a lot stronger, and then just casually, Miami is able to put up 13 rounds of pretty much attack. Well, I think it was, I want to say it was 9 rounds straight of attack, and they would have put up 10, no, they would have put up 11 rounds on attack, which is kind of crazy to think about. Of defense.
And actually, oh yeah. I mean, honestly, getting that many rounds in a row, no matter what side you're on, is still pretty crazy. And speaking of, look at this, CSU off to the races here in the pistol round. They're able to find one off the rip, and look how many are in mid right now. The paint shells find one, they find another. Oh, they were corralled in a side market for that, and the paint shells do the rest. Kangs, though, able to find a 2-piece, and it will be the paint shells to find a third. That's 3 limbs with the paint shells. Just in the pistol round. That's nuts. That's why, like, honestly, and what's crazy about that is they still had enough to buy a ghost. Did they buy that ghost or did they pick it up? Because whenever I play pistols, I often play for util. Like, I'm like, I need to get my utility in, and then I'll just pick something up if I find it. So, like, they had to have picked that ghost up, right?
I'm not sure, honestly. I don't remember.
They had 2 paint shells. I don't know how much they cost because I'm not a Rays main, but I can't imagine that they had enough for the paint shells and for the ghost. That seems kind of pricey.
Oh, the paint shell's the signature. So they had 2. They threw the first one. They got both kills. They instantly recharged it because it's the signature.
What?
It takes 2 kills to recharge. So yeah, they probably bought that ghost. This is some
that's sick.
Valorant economy lessons with Tuck and Cap.
Yeah, this is part of the Tucker and Etsoka show, by the way. We don't even need a timeout for it. It's coming to you live.
You're getting
in the
a little
middle
bit of extra.
Yeah, in the middle of round 14. I love it.
First kill goes to Cleveland State. Pretty expected. Southwest Baptist economy is not looking too good. Once again, I don't mean to harp on it the entire game, but the only rounds that Southwest Baptist have won have been thrifties, but this one looks like it's not going to happen as easily, especially with Fode and that Guardian just going insane. Flawless round for Cleveland State to put them on match point. This will be the bonus for Southwest Baptist. Last bonus, of course, went to Cleveland State. Not too close, but Southwest was able to put up a pretty solid fight. We're going to need to see a little bit more from this one.
Yeah, just a little bit here. And you got to keep in mind, this is Ascent. So, like, again, it's really not anybody's favorite. I don't think anybody would say this is their favorite map. So, we still have some interesting maps to go. I mean, Bind is coming up after this. And that one has a little bit more nuance to it. And, I think CSU might even do better on Bind than they do on Ascent. So, again, I feel like if SBU were going to strike first and at least make a pretty good impression, it would have been on Ascent, but I got to tell you, CSU, they're just on a tear right here on Ascent, and they're looking to just take this dub and put it to bed.
This one was Cleveland State's pick, so they know how to traverse it. But unfortunately for them, I guess, they know how to play both sides, which is really good. So it doesn't really matter if Southwest Baptist start on the good side or the bad side, attack or defense. It's the same thing. Bind side, the Bind map, that is going to be Southwest Baptist pick, but for them, it's Cleveland State starting on defense, which Bind is a pretty defender-sided map, so I'm going to hope to see Southwest Baptist put up a little bit of a better fight. The retake starting to come in. It's a 1-for-1 trade. They know about the player in hell, and they eliminate him. One more snatch, one more prowler, but the spike is already halved. It's 1-for-1, and the bonus round gets antied. Only took 15 rounds for map 1, but Cleveland State are able to take it. 13-2 final score.
And the one thing that you notice is that CSU did not show any mercy whatsoever, much like a very leathery face character that I know who also shows no mercy. by the name of Bubba. Very wonderful. You know, the Sawyer family shows no mercy, and neither did CSU. They never faltered. It felt like they were just in their zone the entire time. Whether they had the advantage, they didn't. It didn't matter. They were always playing at 100%. And that's the type of attitude that you have to have when you're in the playoffs, when you're in the postseason, and especially when you're in the lower brackets. CSU, they're looking in their top form here today.
They really are. And you know, Cap, I just noticed something. You got Bubba mask on, right? Our hair kind of matches a little bit.
Yeah, except mine's fake. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, hey, y'all saw me mid-game, right? I actually don't have hair, and this is the only time I get to pretend like I do. This is, you know, and it comes with a cost. You know, it comes with this beautiful face. You mean this face? Yeah, and that's the great part about it is that, you know, like Leatherface takes other people's faces, but now I have Leatherface's face. So again, it's like a conundrum. But regardless, that's going to do it here, at least for the first game between CSU and SBU. But don't worry, we're going to have some more Valorant as we get ready to go now on to Bind right after this break. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Valorant right here at the Midwest Esports Conference.
as well. Revy, flashpoint in hand, pops it out. It's Panarin with another hero play, gets in, another frag comes out from Revy. Panarin, what a shot through the truck, but it's gonna be the swarm grenade to deny yet again. It's the fantastic start. 5v4, Clark University. Big advantage, however, the ults are absolutely in favor of Cornell. Soup's able to grab another one. Oh
Zorona!
my God! What is that? Drona actually lands that kill, leaving Panthador in a 1 versus 3. Drona, no, absolutely not. You need to calm down. Clark University on match point.
There you go. It's a stock to a stock. Falco might just end things right here. Robin, the big knocking power is them going for this big zoning moves, right? They want to get that charged up thunder. They want to go for it. And look at the throw. That was disgusting, Falco, with the moving platform. Just said, all right, sure, carry me onward. I'll just take you into the blast zone myself.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and call it right now because I already know production is going to ask me later. What Smash highlights do you want to see for the week? What clips of the week? That was it.
As well. Revy, flashpoint in hand, pops it out. It's Panarin with another hero play, gets in, another frag comes out from Revy. Panarin, what a shot through the truck, but it's gonna be the swarm grenade to deny yet again. It's the fantastic start. 5v4, Clark University. Big advantage, however, the ults are absolutely in favor of Cornell. Soup's able to grab another one. Oh
Zorona!
my God! What is that? Drona actually lands that kill, leaving Panthador in a 1 versus 3. Drona, no, absolutely not. You need to calm down. Clark University on match point.
There you go. It's a stock to a stock. Falco might just end things right here. Robin, the big knocking power is them going for this big zoning moves, right? They want to get that charged up thunder. They want to go for it. And look at the throw. That was disgusting, Falco, with the moving platform. Just said, all right, sure, carry me onward. I'll just take you into the blast zone myself.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and call it right now because I already know production is going to ask me later. What Smash highlights do you want to see for the week? What clips of the week? That was it.
And just like that, we're back like we never left. It's still Skelly Bones Tucker and Captain Leatherface at Soka with map 2 of Cleveland State versus Southwest Baptist coming up in just a moment. Cap, we're going to bind.
Yep, that we are. And honestly, this is where things are going to get interesting. I mean, already Ascent was fairly interesting, especially if you're on the side of CSU. They came out absolutely dominant. And now we're going to shake things up a little bit because, again, Bind has kind of been in and out of the map selection. It's been banned, it's been picked, it's been banned, it's been picked. It's just been going back and forth. But now this is going to be SBU's pick. This is going to be their opportunity to strike back and possibly send us into a game 3. So this is pretty much the last stand for SBU. And I don't think there's a better place to do it. This is their map. This is where they feel the most comfortable. So they're really going to have to show up here because CSU right now is on fire.
They really are. I mean, they have come off of a huge win streak. I believe at one point the score was 5-2. It ended up being 13-2. So you can do the math. That's 8 rounds in a row. And if they can continue that streak going into map 2, it would not surprise me if this series is over as soon as it gets started. Pretty much the motto for Southwest Baptist matches the entire season, but I still have hope. I'm still praying for the hopium and the copium and the whatever eum that Southwest Baptist can huff to get themselves back in this game and to hopefully further themselves into their playoff run.
Yeah, well, it's still there. The possibility is still alive, but now you really have to commit here. And I'm wondering what compositions they're going to be bringing to Bind, because I was even talking with Shibby yesterday about the compositions on Bind as we get ready to head into that matchup, that we were seeing a lot of double smokes. And what we saw yesterday was an Astra and a Viper combo that was absolutely brazy, and I loved it just because I'm 100% biased to Viper, my favorite agent in Valorant. I think they are goated. So anytime Viper comes out, you know I'm happy. But, you know, we're looking at the side now over for SBU, and they're going to be bringing the Omen out, which is a great pick, and they're going to be sticking with the Sage as well. Again, you don't see too many Sages on Bind.
No, you really don't. To be fair, you don't really see Sages pretty much anywhere in the current meta. There's a couple
Maybe
of
Split.
Maybe Split, but that's like that's the only place. Maybe even at the highest level, we don't really see that much Sage on Split. But if we would see her on Split, which is, I guess, it's the best map for her. But there's just so many better options. If you really want the heals, go Sky, because you essentially have a drone and the Trailblazer, and in my opinion, the best flash in the game by far, which is the Guiding Light, as well as the Seeker's ult, which is just a Seeker. You know where everybody is.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, honestly, Sky has pretty much dominated the healer role here. And you know what? It makes me wonder if they're ever going to create another healer agent. I think that would be pretty interesting. Or if, you know, maybe they'll buff Sage at some point. I really don't know. But, you know, like I was saying, Sky kind of has taken that role of healer. And you know what? I can't help but agree. I think they are also one of the best initiators in the game. I think they're fantastic to have, and they bring that extra clutch factor. And speaking of, you know, watching yesterday, we were watching a Sky top frag. I want to say that was from... Whose Sky was that yesterday? And they were just so phenomenal, especially on Bind. So even when you have that Sky on Bind, that really is the meta. I mean, you're looking at both sides, and they both decided, you know what, we're going to go with the Sky pick on Bind.
Cleveland State starting on the defensive side. Of course, Bind, very defensive-sided map with how close some of these angles can get and with how abrupt the attacks can be cut off. This is going to be a really difficult game for Southwest Baptist. But if they're able to survive the first half without giving up more than 8, they might have a chance on defense, considering they're going to be switching into it. I feel like it's very balanced composition for both of these sides. Really, I want to say the only difference is the Cypher for a Sova, actually, yeah, which is very odd. We typically don't see a Sentinel swapped out for an Initiator, but this time we do.
You know what? I'm kind of concerned because what happened to my Viper? They had the Viper, They were hovering it, and then it never confirmed. So again, it looks like we're not going to be going with the double smokes, which I think is awesome. Makes me sad face, but oh well. This is going to be the compositions that we have. And now the spike does get planted in the favor of SBU, and you know, this is how you got to start if you're SBU here on Bind. You got to start winning, and you got to make a massive impact.
Retake is coming in for Cleveland State. They're able to grab one, but the start of this round was way too good for SBU. This round is looking all but over, especially if Southwest Baptist are able to grab another one. But it looks like they're having a tough time with it. Marvel gets the defuse halfway, gets blinded, and Haven swings out with a headshot. A little close for comfort there, but Southwest Baptist got the job done. They take the pistol round on Bind.
And a great start for SBU, especially after coming off of that loss on Ascent. That was more or less one-sided. So again, SBU really stepping up in a major way just by taking the pistol round. And now they set themselves up to at least go up 2. And, you know, if they're going to try and, you know, give CSU a taste of their own medicine, they should plot for bonus. Because you got to remember, on Ascent, it was CSU that started out winning the bonus round. So if you want to pull some of that momentum back into your favor, you know, I think it is in the best interest of SBU to also start out here with a bonus round win. But, you know, we got to get through round 2 first. As you can see, it will be SBU once again on the attack, and they just forced their way onto B.
Hardly any resistance whatsoever from Cleveland State. Very good look for Southwest Baptist. Eclipse gets that plant 90% of the way there and decides to reset it. Sunset grabs the first frag. Look at how close Revy is playing. They don't know that Haven is hanging out in the box. A big whiff for Revy, and it will be a near flawless for Southwest Baptist. Only player dropped was that Omen. Solid round for this Bearcat team. We go to the bonus round, and like you were just saying before that last round got started, this is a crucial round for Southwest Baptist, because if you remember, both halves in the first map of the series, Cleveland State won the pistol, the anti, and then the bonus, which pretty much killed any momentum that Southwest Baptist had at the start. Let's hope they can do the same thing.
Yeah, well, that's going to be a tough, I think a tough task there, because CSU now are able to buy up. They got the Vandals. They have the weapons advantage over SBU. So it's really going to come down to map knowledge and skill. And it's going to be SBU who's going to have to come to really, you know, just take on this challenge. As they're going to be making their way over towards Hookah now, and they are going to be plotting on B.
Push is going to be massive. Only one player trying to deny, and that is Sully. They are really far up on Garden. They grab the first frag, taking down the Cypher, so there's no more Sentinels for Southwest Baptist, unless you count Sage, but she's one of those things that, like, she's not really a Sentinel Trapper agent. 5 versus 4, and Southwest Baptist going to rotate over to A site, try their hand there.
Yeah, and I don't blame them at all. You know, you get the first pick, you're going to have to rotate, but at the same time, you're going to be walking right into a Sky and to a Jet. Now look at Lime in full rotation. The doggo goes out into Lamps, not finding anyone, but now they're going to find that they are here in mid, and the paint shells go out as well. Not much doing so far. They get hit with the paranoia, but Revy is there to back up Lime. That is some good teamwork coming from CSU, as they're able to stop the rotation in its tracks, and CSU will get their first round win here on Bind.
Cap, go ahead and give them the bonus as well as the flawless round. You know what that means. They get to keep all their guns. They get to keep all their utility that they did not use. All they're going to have to do is buy up with that armor, and they'll be good. A little bit of utility as well. Overall, total team spending is probably under 5,000, which is a very good look for Cleveland State.
That it is, and now here we go. This is what Shibby yesterday was calling the real beginning of the match. This is where, you know, you get the real Valorant matchup here, the buy round. Both teams should have enough to full buy here. Now you're going to see the best of the best coming from both sides. Lime, thanks to the kill feed, able to get the first elim. And now CSU looking a little bit stronger here now that they got some rifles in hand.
Big flash comes out. And Foe takes down Kangs. The sky on sky violence ends in favor of Cleveland State, with Haven able to get that trade off, but it might be too little too late. Fibs able to catch one more, almost evening this round up, but Cleveland State still has that little bit of an advantage. But Southwest Baptist has that ult in the back pocket. The Blade Storm is absolutely online and couldn't be activated at any second, whether it be this round or the next round. Oh no. Oh, Sully catches Haven off guard completely. And that chops the chance of winning this round in half for Southwest Baptist. 30 seconds to go. Spike is stranded right in the sideline of Sully. 1 versus 2. Call me crazy, but I don't think it's happening. As Sully gets a little bit cocky and they get killed. But, hey, that gives him a team ace.
Yeah, I mean, they knew they had the advantage. Not only that, but time was ticking away, and, you know, they also had control of Spike, and they had the player advantage. So, you know, I'm pretty sure Sully was just having a little fun there at the end. No problems, no love losses. Now we have ourselves a tie ball game, and I think we are going to be seeing an eco round now coming from Southwest Baptist. No, it looks like they do have enough to buy again. And I do believe I see a judge somewhere in there, maybe? No, that's a guardian. No, wait, there it is, the judge. He's going on the Cypher. Okay, I knew I saw a judge somewhere. But yeah, this is going to be somewhat of a mixed buy now coming from SBU as we get ready to head into round 5. And Revy with the op! We are looking at the judge and didn't even see the op on the field.
Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. The jump peak from Marvel catches wind of everyone on Southwest Baptist coming over here. 3 players from Hookah, and the last straggler is Haven over by Long, as in comes the push. Sova hanging right behind the Jet. There goes 1 for Marvel. Give him another. Has to reload. Jumps back into the smoke, and Kangs is still able to grab that pick. Grabs another one in Sully, and Lime is the 3rd time is the charm for CSU. And now we get the eco.
Yep, that we do, and here we are. There's the eco, finally rearing its ugly head, but it still looks like Southwest Baptist have a hero buy somewhere in there. I did see a Spectre. Could have swore I saw a Vandal. I'm not sure what they're going with here. Okay, never mind. They decided, you know what? We're not going to try this. We're not going to force it. We're just going to go with the full save, and honestly, I couldn't agree more. When it comes to like those broken buys, I'm more in favor of a full save. Sometimes you have to give around to get around. And it's better than just giving up 2 rounds. You know what I mean? Like, so again, I'd rather just invest the save and, you know, play for next. And that's what it looks like SBU is getting ready to do.
Revy keeps killing these Southwest Baptists with an op. And the save might not even matter. Because, you know, the save round is good if you can force the close range fights. But Revy has no interest in doing any of that. They're playing as long range as they can. I'm honestly surprised that they're not lining up B long. To be fair, that is a pretty expected angle. So they're going to just line up showers to spawn. Because why not? I have the big stick. I can hit anything in the world.
Yeah, now it's just pretty much like a cat and mouse game. You know, you got the completely kitted CSU just looking to try and find these random frags here. And it looks like Lime should find one, but they get taken out by a classic. Oh, no. Well, there you have it. I mean, so far the save round, at least it's worth 1. As you can see to the kill feed, Fode able to find Haven. And now in rotation, Revy with the op able to find Fibs. And I got to tell you, wasn't Revy playing Initiator last round too? I love the versatility of this player. They can just switch from, you know, going from Initiator to now playing as a Jet op. Like, that's quite the bag of tricks there.
15 seconds for the Omen to make something happen. Eclipse cannot lie on the shot, but neither can Revy. So that extends their life a little bit longer. Thankfully for the Vikings, Cleveland State has the round in the bag thanks to the Sova Sully with the shot Vandal in hand. As we go to round 7, so far, Cleveland State has won 4 in a row. The pistol and anti went really well for Southwest Baptist, but everything past that, they have not really had any success in the slightest, which is not ideal for Southwest Baptist, I guess. I would use some other terms, but it's definitely not ideal is what it's not.
Well, here we are now underway in round 7. And they're going to send the doggo out to showers. Not a bad play. And now they're going to full send. They're rushing. Out goes the guiding light. And Ray's barely able to avoid the danger as the blind comes back in turn. And Lime will be the first gun down. And they know it's an all-out push now onto the A site. SBU, we're looking pretty strong. But Revy with the up, causing a ruckus until they get gunned down. And now is going to be a 3v2 in the favor of SBU. And the spike isn't even planted yet.
45 seconds to go. There is the Into the Shadows ult on both sides. Cleveland State want to use it for the retake. That recon dart going to spot out two of them. Going to grab one frag with it. Nearly grabs the second. Leaves Sully in the 1 versus 2. Turns it into a 1 versus 1. Ring around the rosy. There's only 4 bullets, but Eclipse is only 4 HP. Oh, what a shock dart! Clutches the round. 4 bullets. No problem. He don't need 1.
That was a beautiful shock dart. And not only that, but you also got to keep in mind, they caught the Omen mid-teleport. The shock dart hit in the middle of the animation and put them down into the dirt. Said, Omen, you are not going anywhere. And with that, CSU now have a 3-round lead over SBU.
Southwest Baptist has another bye round, but we know in the back of our mind that this is likely going to be the last one that they got. I think I see a couple of players going with light shields. So if they're not able to make something out of this one, this could be the beginning of the match. And, oh, Canes has a double kill. That helps out quite a bit.
Yeah, that it does. I mean, if you're going to, come back and answer back, you got to answer back strong. And, I like this aggressiveness that is coming from the side of SBU. I'm not mad at it at all, especially when they were able to take A through showers the same way. So, when they go one, they go all. SBU cleaning up, but Lime with the 2-piece to end things out. Not bad at all. If you're going to go down, you might as well go down swinging.
They needed that. 100% they needed that. Southwest Baptist grabs that round. They're able to keep a couple of guns over. I believe they had 3 players alive at the end of that round. So this helps things out. That makes the first gun round that they've been able to win all day, Cap, which is an interesting statistic. They've won their fair share of rounds, but they've all came off of pistols, antis, or ecos, which is which is very odd.
I mean, I guess, this is a team that works better when their backs are up against the wall. When they have that extra challenge, I think maybe is when, they play at their best. But Kongs is going to start things off great here along with Haven. Thanks to the kill feed, they're able to find 2. And now SBU have a pulsar showing a sign of life. They're coming alive here in round 9.
Foad about to be overrun. What can you do? Looks like nothing. Canes has the last shot. And Foad goes down. Spike's going to get planted out. Marvel somehow has to clutch this monstrosity. A 1 versus 5. Don't believe we've seen too many of these here or there or pretty much anywhere with a flawless round coming out. They caught wind of where Marvel was, and that will do it. Southwest Baptist now winning 2 in a row.
And that's how you make a comeback, because not only are you going to be evening the odds of the numbers on the scoreboard, but you're also starting to hurt CSU in terms of economy. They're still able to buy, but if they lose this round, then they're going to be forced into an eco. They're going to be forced into that save round. So SBU doing a good job of trying to really balance the budget between these two teams. And now they're within one of equalizing. And if they win here, they all but guarantee themselves another round win after this. So again, SBU, they have to play strong here, and it looks like they are going to go for that all-out push onto A.
They might be able to send this half to a 6-6 if they play their cards right. Here comes another ultimate. Fortunately, does not do much with it. Bladestorm is popped by the defense. Lime spraying through. Blast Pack takes Omen off of the plant. Very nice use of the utility. A headshot will end the life of Eclipse, with Revy and Marvel teaming up as well. Bladestorm gets the job done. The run and gun meta strikes again for Lime, and Foad has the last laugh. Kangs goes down. Cleveland State secures 6 at the half.
Yeah, they were just holding the W key there at the end. I mean, Lime was just going head forward, just holding down the trigger button and just going all out. Again, that was a fantastic play by CSU because they saw that play before. SBU, they've been running like that blitzkrieg offense, just rushing on the site, and it worked. And honestly, I loved it. But, you can only do it so many times before CSU begins to catch on. Once they see that util dump, they know that the push is coming. So again, great heads up play from CSU. Way to adapt and way to react, as now you can see the push looks like it is going to be making its way onto B.
First kill is for Marvel. That's going to eliminate the flashbangs. Sure, they have the paranoia, and now they have their flashback, but that gets rid of an ult. And honestly, I'm not sure which one is cost more. Like, sure, you have the ult for a reason. You're either going to use it this round or the next round. Still, that is a very big ultimate to lose out on.
And a nice trade there by Revy. I mean, we're going to be stuck in a 3v4, but at least Revy, tries to start the process here of trying to even these odds out. Now Fode able to find one, but they're stuck in mid. They get traded out as well, and it's just been trade after trade. Sully trying to make their way in, but they hit the teleport. SBU now going fully onto the B site. Now look at this lurky turkey here. Look at Marvel just waiting for an opportunity. They have no idea that they are there. They're missing their shots. Finally, they get that recoil under control, but the spike is planted, and now CSU have the advantage in a 2v1 post plant.
Sully gets the defuse. This is a lost round for Southwest Baptist. Oh my goodness. So unfortunate. As Eclipse turned around, saw him, but couldn't get off of the spike to shoot at him. That is a heartbreaker to lose for SBU. They had a one-man advantage, and Marvel completely negated everything, getting 3 kills total on that round, sending us into the last round of the half. 7-4 is the score line. Possibility of 8-4 if CSU makes this round a win, which would be, in my opinion, probably past the point of no return for the Bearcats. But we've seen crazier things. I mean, I thought 10-0 was crazy, but
yeah, an 8-4 split is not that bad, and especially for SBU, a 7-5 would be a lot better. But right now, you got Revy back on that operator, and oh, that is looking oh so dangerous. Meanwhile, thanks to the kill feed, Lime able to find one onto Sunset early, giving an early advantage to CSU, and it looks like it is going to be an A main push. And good luck, because Revy is there with the op, able to find another through the box, finds another. Revy clicking on this operator, and now it's a 4v2, making a 2v2 because Kongs has had enough, had to put Revy in the dirt.
Spike is planted, guiding light, bird in the hands of Fode as it gets sent out, and the flash pops. This is the waiting game. They know they got about 40 seconds to work with the spike. Fode clearing out all the angles. Kangs gets sandwiched in between the Omen and the Sky. The shots through the box will land and will end Phibbs' game. Marvel get the defuse, and it could absolutely be worse, yes. 8-4 is not terrible, especially on defense when you're going into bind, or especially when you're on offense. As now the side switch, you get to go to the stronger side, but I still would have wanted a little bit more.
If I have learned anything from that last round, it's that I'm just not going to hide behind the box. Because they could level, shoot.
Everyone's afraid to do that.
Yeah, they could just shoot clean through it, And you know what? I've also learned the same hard-learned lesson, I think, on Ascent as well, when you're playing on Boatyard, and just not to go behind that box. So again, they absolutely just murdered that poor innocent box. Imagine if there wasn't a player behind there. That box would have got lit up for no reason. Like, what did that box do?
Be made of cardboard. Be wall bangable. I mean, you don't really see that many people shooting through a non-wall bangable surface. Shouldn't have been made of cardboard.
True, but I'm also kind of disappointed today. Don't get me wrong, the matches have been great. Loved it. I love every single time I get to cast for the Midwest Esports Conference, but in this particular matchup, between maps number 1 and 2, we haven't had any timeouts, so we haven't had any of the Tucker at Soka show. Makes me sad.
Yeah. Spike gets planted. Phibbs pushing through CT with the Cypher as well. Let's see what they can do. Wind is caught from Cleveland State. Lime grabs one more. Ghost in hand, pushing up even further. Sully lands that last shot. Beautiful way to start this second half. Double digits is on the helm of this Cleveland State team as they just got to go through the anti-round, and they have 10.
Yeah, that they do. I mean, they're looking pretty strong right now. But with this 15 seconds, I'm gonna try and force the Soka and Tucker show. I mean, can we discuss and maybe talk about the bold statement that the Radiant Entertainment System skins are the best skins in Valorant?
The Radiant Entertainment System.
The arcadey gamer skins.
Hold on, let me look at this real quick. Let me see what we got. Oh, those! I see. Those. I wouldn't call them the best in the game. They're good. They're fine.
Very bold.
They're good, but they're not the best. I still think Prime is better.
We're gonna have to save that for another show. Okay, we're gonna talk about that one. But regardless, let's talk about Cleveland State, as they are able to find yet another round win, putting it at 10-4 in their favor. But it's not over yet. SBU now get a chance, I think, to buy a little bit. Doesn't look like it. Did they buy up last round?
No, that was the eco, the anti-eco.
Oh no!
So they did not buy the last round, but now they can't buy up.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? I think they tried to force last round.
Oh.
Because I'm thinking the same thing.
I do not like that pick. I feel like if there's any round to force buy up, unless you are actively staring at a big fat 12, you do not buy up on the anti-eco.
Well, here we are now.
It might just be working out. A couple of kills going their way.
Yeah, they're clicking with the marshals right now. We saw Kongs get one. And, they were able to start things off, but now Haven able to find another Marvel thanks to the kill feed with the Bulldog. Does get traded out. And Kongs now goes from the Marshal to a Judge just to find another limb. And my goodness, look how the turns have tabled here in round 15. Again, what is up with SBU in these eco rounds? I don't understand.
Cap, I was just about to point that out. Like, look at it. It's an eco round. They did not buy up when they probably should have. Of course, it is the bonus round. You get a bonus for losing the pistol and anti-eco. But it doesn't matter. Southwest Baptist just does better when it comes to the marshals and specters, I guess.
Yeah, I really have no idea how, what, when, where, or why this is occurring. But, I mean, honestly, if this is the case, then SBU just need to start playing with, like, less than 1,000 credits per purchase. Right? Like they need to limit themselves. Let's look at this. Kongs now with the Judge, able to end things, gets a 3K, and they have cut the lead of CSU in half.
And now the economy is in a really weird spot because they didn't buy up with that last round. The bonus round is typically where you buy up and you have to keep the guns over. But say SBU did not lose that many people, so they still have a lot of creds to work with. But are they going to keep those small guns? Like, this is honestly an economic situation that I have never seen in Valorant. I've been casting this game for 2.5 years, and I have not seen anything close to this.
I wouldn't even buy up. Like, honestly, if it were me, like, I would talk to my team and be like, yo, we are just popping off with marshals and sheriffs right now. I think we should just stick with that, because every time they go for the buy round, somehow they ended up falling. And now look at this, starting things off, Fibs is going to be the one to drop first.
Yeah, Cap, I think you're right. This team simply does better when it comes down to the eco rounds. Cleveland State, of course, pushing up to the B side. They're going to try their hand at a teleport because they have a call that A side is wide open. Lime, here's the tailwind come out, and look at the push from Revi. Oh, that's brutal! Eclipse peeks out right into the rocket launcher, and Lime ends their life. This retake looking all but impossible.
Yep, put the Lime with the showstopper and shake that team up, because that is going to be a brutal elim there. And now only one player remains, and all of the bad puns are gone. As SBU are down to this lonely Cypher. Time continuing to tick away, only a matter of time. The Cypher cage does go out, and they get called out with a recon, and that will be a flawless victory for CSU. Now 11-5 in their favor, and they got 2 ults at the ready.
It's just 2 more rounds for the Vikings, and they will eliminate Southwest Baptist University from the MEC. Cap, this might be the end of the line. Look at the bye. Of course, we have to think logically. Southwest Baptist have had most of their round wins come off of Thrifties, but at this point in the series, Cleveland State have been stopped by almost nothing throughout the entire game, the entire match. They have hardly been stopped with anything, and they are this close to getting a second chance in the MEC. I don't think this is going to be it, and Lime showing exactly why with a perfect satchel play into Lamps.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm thinking, SBU, they win these, right? This is, Eco, it's a pistol round! And take a look at this! The Cypher, Suns, Sunset, able to find a 2-piece with the Sheriffs. And now they got a 1v2. This is still doable. It's winnable. It is winnable. It's a 1v2, time ticking away. And you got to watch out whenever SBU has Sheriffs in hand. They make miracles happen.
Got to get the Hopium. Sunset has another one. They force it to a 1v1. But Lime plays their cards perfectly. You know what? Rest his soul. Kenny Rogers said you got to know when to hold him, know when to fold him. Lime played that perfectly.
Yeah, they did. It's really been Lime. Lime is just cheeky. I'm not going to say like, they're just so great, but they are very cheeky when they get their limbs, like they're the problem causer. Like whenever there's like a real problem for SBU, more often than not, it's Lime. Lime is the problem.
That's been the entire game. Lime has been at times a one-man army as well as a perfect general leading his goons. As once again, it's CSU starting off with the first frag. Location gets revealed. Kangs tries to keep this game within reach. Sunset able to grab another one before they're finally taken down. 2 versus 3 scenario for Southwest Baptist, but the B site is completely given over. But you gotta watch out for the flank. Kangs is right behind them, and this round might not be as solidified as we might thought. Kangs goes down, leaving it all on the Omen. What can you do, Ghost Boy? It might be your season, but Cleveland State never stops. Final score, 13-5. Southwest Baptist are eliminated.
Yeah, and you know what? That's not the first time that we saw Marvel just kind of being a lurky turkey there on B. That's the second time. And the second time they walked away with at least a 2K. Again, Marvel just holding down that B side, really anchoring for their team there just so that way they can have eyes, ears, and of course a Vandal where they need it the most. And it was there on B. A fantastic series though, and got to give it up to SBU because they definitely came a long way here, and they've played well throughout the entire season. And now I think they have the opportunity to look back at some of these replays, go back over, some of the mistakes they made, make those corrections, and then just come back stronger. They're a good team. They have the talent. And you know what? I think Kongs as well is definitely one of those players. They had some great shots out there today. And you know what? Again, it's a learning experience. You just got to come back strong. But for today, for right now, it is all CSU. They came out, they saw an opportunity, and they took advantage. And now they're going to be moving on in the lower bracket.
That they are. And Southwest Baptist, I salute you. You are my hometown team, and I love all 5 of these players. It is always fantastic to cast a team that is close to my hometown. So you didn't win a game, but it was still fun to watch. Great season, guys. There's always better luck next year. It be like that sometimes. There's a lot of talent in this league. So sometimes you just got to recognize when you're beat. This is one of those times, but use this as a learning experience. This was a fantastic season for Southwest Baptist to be able to learn about what they can expect at the high levels. And I mean, just from the start of the season to the end of the season, they put up a big big performance considering at the start they were struggling to get 1 round, 2 rounds. They put up 5 rounds against Cleveland State, which is a very good team.
Oh, absolutely. Again, and like we had mentioned, CSU, they're a team that's going to be literally out for blood throughout the entire lower bracket. I mean, they went toe-to-toe with Miami, Ohio. Miami, Ohio, of course, also in that lower bracket as well. So again, CSU looking to make their run. They're looking for revenge. So again, CSU still has been a formidable team all season long, and they will continue to be in the postseason. But for that, at least today, we are done with at least our first Valorant match. We are going to have a second one, and we're going to have some more beautiful faces. I don't know if they're going to be any more beautiful than yours and mine, though, because I feel like we're winning the face game, or at least the Halloween phase game here at the Midwest Esports Conference. But what can I say? We're just different.
That's true. That is 100% facts, but yep. We got no interview, so we're going to be getting on out of here really quickly. This has been Captain Leatherface Atsoka. I've been Skellybones Tucker. It has been an honor casting for you once more, and we'll see you later. Have a good one.
as well. Revy, flashpoint in hand, pops it out. It's Panarin with another hero play, gets in another frag, comes out from Revy. Panarin, what a shot through the truck, but it's gonna be the swarm grenade to deny yet again. It's the fantastic start. 5v4, Clark University. Big advantage, however, the ults are absolutely in favor of Cornell. Soup's able to grab another one. Oh my God! What is that? Drona actually lands that kill, leaving Panthenor in a 1 versus 3. Drona, no, absolutely not. You need to calm down. Clark University on match point.
There you go. It's a stop to a stop. Falco might just end things right here. Robin, the big knocking power is them going for this big zoning moves, right? They want to get that charged up thunder. They want to go for it. And look at the throw. That was disgusting, Falco, with the moving platform. Just said, all right, sure, carry me onward. I'll just take you into the blast zone myself.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and call it right now because I already know production is going to ask me later. What Smash highlights do you want to see for the week? What clips of the week? That was it.
Unified welcomes you to the following presentation of the Midwest Esports Conference. Here at the MEC, we partner with schools all over the Midwest to create premier gaming experiences.
The most common angles that the operator plays. This is like second to only B long. Fight is likely having a leg shot, but they're too slow. Hariri lands a perfect headshot.
Laying in the damage zone and them on out. Going into A4, look at Sake. Laying in the middle.
Sake?
Laying in the damage. Going in revenge for their honey.
No way!
Way taller. Sake Wabe. Get the quadra kill.
That was
So it kind of sounds fun, so I'll give it a chance. And then we end up playing in high school the next 2 years together. We've been playing ever since. So you kind of taught me the game. We've been playing on a team since then, and then now we're in college, so we can't play together anymore.
We do love all the players, Even the ones we shit talk. We love you all. We love you all.
Body Pluto looking for the plank. Trickster waiting, maybe looking for the steal. Pluto has his engaged. The scatter of the week comes through. Watch Levi though. Levi hasn't been touched just yet, but the damage is coming through. The melt line gets melted. Jinqual on a killing spree, and all of Ottawa goes down.
Why? Those don't go in. It goes off the sidebar.
Starting to come out. The flash is popped. The Rolling Thunder is utilized to perfection. And now it's all on Thiessen. But Thiessen just keeps on going.
This fall, we are proud to bring you Valorant and Super Smash Bros. Valorant will be 8 teams, single round robin with a double elimination playoff. Smash will be 6 teams, double round robin with a 4-team single elimination playoff. Welcome to the MEC. Enjoy the show. Welcome everybody to Midwest Esports Conference. My name is Mechatronic. I'm here today for this lovely afternoon slate of one game, with Chibi. This way. The pointing is always hard when you do it.
It's always the opposite, right?
It's always what you think. And the problem is that there comes to a point where you go, oh, it's the opposite. I'm going to point the opposite way, but then you're pointing the opposite way. It gets very complicated. We are here today to watch important games that have playoff implications. Specifically, we're watching Simpson College against Cornell College, which is a lower bracket match, which I believe the eliminator is eliminated from playoffs from. The loser is eliminated from playoffs. That's how that works.
Yeah, I would say you're correct on that. We are trudging through the lower bracket, as some would say here. A lot of demons in that lower bracket after yesterday's matches. I think we've got Miami, and we've also got Clark University after getting upsetted by BCU yesterday. That was surprising. I was there on that cast. Number 3, number 2 seeds, technically an upset, but I think a lot of people probably had Clark University taking that. It was a 2-1 victory for BCU, and now we are going through the lower bracket as we get it on our screens here. The CSU Vikings taking it over SBU 2-0, and obviously Simpson and Cornell. We are commentating that match. And then after that, the CSU Vikings have to play Clark University, and God forbid whoever has to face off against Miami, Ohio, because they did a 2-1 against ONU, and quite honestly, it could have gone either way, in my opinion.
Yeah, it definitely could have gone either way. And what's even more of a scary match is the ONU Briarcliff match that's in the upper bracket finals. It's a little tough. It's going to be tough for either team, right? Both teams are insanely good. Both performed really well at the LAN, and both have performed really well online. And no matter the Clark 2-3 upset or whatever, those top 3 teams are just, at least they feel far and away better than the rest of the pack. So it's really just going to be a tough of, can Clark make it through this lower bracket to contend in the upper bracket later down the line? Can they get to the finals through a little bit of a lower bracket run? But today, we're going to see if each of these 2 teams can continue their lower bracket run, as we see Cornell and Simpson. Cornell, I've casted a lot this season. You know what I'm going to say. The first player that comes to mind when I think of Cornell is Banthanor, the guy with the Odin, but he is not the only guy on this team. Lamp, Cable, Lendfor, and Fett, all coming from Cornell College, and from Simpson College, Banzai, Anomaly, Blight, Siders, and Scribe. You can see Banthanor is so omnipresent around MEC that we have memes. Not 1, not 2, but like 7 memes about him. Cable, though, is generally the duelist over on Cornell, and he does a really good job of making space. And we were talking about this a little bit before the cast, should be, but it feels like it should be a Cornell game.
Feels like it should be a Cornell game. I mean, yesterday felt like it should have been a Clark game. I think if we talk about feelings, I mean, maybe we might just be wrong here, because I think a lot of these teams have leveled up coming into this playoff bracket. A lot of teams swap up their strats. I mean, we saw Deadlock yesterday, right? I mean, there is only like 1 Deadlock play in the MEC from my knowledge, and they're putting work on it. And so we might see something different from Cornell. We might see something like different from Simpson. I think it's anybody's game. I think you're quite right when you say that the top 3 are far and away probably the best teams. I think ONU clearly sitting at the top. They are that, like, king of the mountain, the challenge that you have to face after you've gone through everything else. And so a long journey for either of these teams, right? Because if you think about where these teams are what they have to do to make it to, like you said, that lower bracket land. They've got to win at least minimum 3 best of 3s to make it to the land here, and another 2 if they want to actually take the whole thing. So they've got to play potentially upwards of 15 games, and that's a lot of Valorant. Even for me on my solo queue days, Mecca, I play maybe like 4 or 5 and I get tired. I'm an old man, but 15 games potentially, oh man, that's rough.
Yeah, that's a lot of games. So let's see if they can get anything done. We've been told that our maps today are Haven, Split, Ascent, I believe in that order. We can see it right here. Split, Ascent, Haven. I had dyslexia in terms of map select. We'll see. So Simpson College will be the split pickers. Cornell will pick Ascent. We've seen them pick Ascent a lot, and then Haven it will go to at the end, which seems to be a pretty safe map for all the teams across the board.
Yeah, I don't know if BCU gets Haven ever again. I mean, after what I saw yesterday and what they did to Clark University, it was 13-4. I think it was like a 10-2 half. Yeah, I think it's not worth it to ever pick Haven against BCU. I got to interview some of their players, and I asked them, do you guys think you're the best Haven team in MEC? And they're like, oh, by far, by the best. Like they were completely confident. Like it's just so insane how dominant they looked, right? Because at the end of the day, it was a number 3 versus number 2 seed. You'd expect these maps to go like 13-10, right? 13-9, 13-11 even. No, BCU took it 13-4. They made Clark University look not competitive at all. They made it look like my premier team, like quite honestly. Like that's how bad Clark University looked. But yeah, I think these are the standard rotations. I'm excited to see Split. I think Split and Bind kind of get rotated a little bit. I think we're all of us are tired of seeing Lotus. Yeah. I've yet to see any Sunset. I think there was like you said, one map of Sunset that you commentated. Sunset. Yeah, I think that's going to be a map that maybe some of the higher teams or even some of the other teams pull out in the later stages of the tournament. That's where you like, all right, you know what? Actually, I want to pick Sunset here. We have strats, we have execs, we have all this stuff ready to go, and that can catch a team off guard, and that can win you a map.
Yeah, so it starts to be at one point coming soon through the playoffs as we go week by week here that teams will start to need to ban out maps like Haven for ONU, for Briarcliff University, to force them to be on something that may be a little bit more uncomfortable to them. It seems a lot across the board that there's just an amount of uncomfortability that you may not want to ban your own perma ban anymore, which could be like your Lotuses, your Sunsets, your Breezes, the maps. I haven't seen a huge amount of Lotus, though. I've been told by you guys that there has been a huge amount.
Yeah.
Take away some of the perma bans like Sunset and Breeze to force people onto these maps that haven't had a lot of work on in regulation play, just to see if you could force and maybe make something chaotic, because that's how these quote unquote lower seeded teams win something, is by making it chaotic and not playing the way that the better team wants to play. Or marbles and stuff outside my window. It's very weird.
Yeah, and I think that you're completely correct. I think that's one piece of the puzzle, right? You take a map like Sunset, you take a map like Breeze, and you put a higher seeded team against it. You also, the other half of that is having stuff practiced on that map. You can't just kind of go into it, raw, I would say, like the other team. You can't go into it like, oh, I don't remember this lineup, or what composition do we play here? No, you scrim it. You practice it with another team, and then when you go off and face against those upper seeded teams like ONU, teams like BCU, so on and so forth, you pull out the Breeze, you pull out the Sunset, and you say, here's the comp we're going to run. We have set plays, we've got trap plays, we've got this, we've got that, and that's how you pick up a map win over these teams. And so I'm expecting to see that as we get later into the tournament, but we are going to head right into the game, into the agent select here and Split, a map that has had different compositions. I think we typically tend to see the Cypher. Some people opt for the KJ. I know I've seen double Sentinel here. I've also seen double controller here, a lot of Omen Viper specifically. I'm a big double controller guy, Mecca. I don't know about you. I talked to Soka yesterday. He loves double controller. He loves Viper. What is your kind of take on double controller, and what kind of compositions do you actually prefer seeing in comp?
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of double controller or double initiator. I think double duelist is a trap, and I think double sentinel just does not give you enough attacking force.
Yeah.
So I do like, though, for Split, I like the double controller idea, especially when, as it looks like for, I believe that's Simpson College over on the right, for Simpson College, where they're only going to have this Omen This comp's a little weird. We'll get back to that comp for a minute. The Cornell comp having the Astra, who's not like a true smoke player, right? She acts more as a bridge between initiators and controllers. That using the Astra with something like a Viper, which is a lot more controller heavy, almost close to it being a Sentinel, means that you can kind of flip between them to a degree. I want to talk about the Simpson College comp because if this Omen gets locked in, they have a severe lack of just kind of control, right? They have the Sage Wall they can use for some amounts of blocking, and they have the Omen that they can use for some smokes, but you only get 2 of them. It looks like they're going with the old League of Legends term here with your best crowd control is just killing off the other enemy champion.
Yeah, I think as well, if you look at, when double controller comps are run, usually they'll run it with an Omen because you mentioned, right, double duelist is a trap, but some people like the ability to kind of get in onto a site very quickly. So what they'll do is they'll slot Omen into that like half duelist role where he'll TP into one of his smokes or he'll TP, he'll play super selfish, right? He won't smoke necessarily for his team. He'll smoke more for himself and for him to cause more of a distraction onto the site here. But with Simpson College singular smoke, Omen pretty much has to play with the team. He can't really roam. He can't really do that. We look at Cornell College's side. Astra can place these stars anywhere as Len kind of messes up a lineup here. The Cornell esports side here, the university, they've got really solid defense. And I've always said, like you mentioned, Viper is that like bridge sentinel controller player, and these double smokes feel so suffocating when you're trying to go in. But Simpson College, I think they have the right idea. Just dash on in with 3 people and you won't have to worry about smokes. You don't have to worry about all this stall if everybody just presses W here. As Len 4, he's going to have to lock down this site by himself. Siders, though, gets a kill onto Banthanor very, very early.
Yeah, so Siders is over on the A side of the map. He's going to be the one trying to push something in, but Lenfor's got one with the classic. It's a free gun, everybody. Cable's got another one across the map. So it's quickly a 3v4 in favor of Cornell Esports, and it looks like Simpson College is just packing and moving themselves away, moving into next year's dorm outside of B. They walked into Len 4 and decided to walk right back out. We're in a good position here for Scribe, though, looking to see if he wants to peek his way through. And the rest of the team looks to be going up mid. Fett's going to be the one tested. A little poke out from the shoulder there of the enemy Sage, and everyone's just going to come back and feel it for a second. Cable's going to grab 1 kill on Anomaly, but that's 2 left for Simpson College, and they're going to try and take a site. Blast shells, paint shells go through, won't hit anything, and Lamp's going to be the one trying to stop everything through here, but he can't hit a shot. Screens has been cleared, and it looks like the spike may be able to go down, though Len4 has something to say about it. Spike going down now for Simpson College. The pull goes through, and though the spike gets planted, Len gets the kill almost immediately. Cornell, first round win.
Yeah, Cornell, really well played, even though losing Viper and making it a 4v5. I think at that point, if you're Simpson College, you get that pick onto Viper, and then you start regrouping as 5. Your composition, in my opinion, why are you trying to slow it down? Why are you trying to slow the pace of the game here? The moment you get that kill onto, I believe it was Banthanor, you start 5-stacking, running towards the site here, and just using all of your buttons, right? Use the double satchel, use the jet dash, right? Get in onto a site quickly, because you'll definitely have the numbers advantage. Len is going to take a little bit of damage. He does have the full shield going, though. He might end up, hurting, though, if he gets, like, double dinked from a classic. But yeah, Simpson College, I think they played that round, like, very, very badly. They got the kill onto Banthanor, and then they tried to, like, split sites, which just doesn't make sense against this composition that Cornell has.
Yeah, again, the Cornell composition is going to be wait for them to come into you, and Simpson wants to go in on you. So anything that Simpson does that really isn't Cornell goes in is kind of a bad trade here, as we see a lot of Cornell players sitting in mid. They're all looking to see if anything's going to come up, and this is why I was concerned about Len Ford losing that 15 health. He's the sole arbiter of the B site. They do have the Rays sitting up in mailroom, but it's not going to be as quick of a rotate as they would really like. The first Astro Orb comes down and a little bit of a peek out. Siders, though, able to take down Banthanor over in ramps, so that could be the start of thinking about going over towards A. It looks like Simpson wants to play both sides of the map and figure out where they want to go based on a default.
Yeah, I think just go B now. Like, run over to B right now. Rotate through your spawn. You know that they're going to have to send somebody over to A, right? You know that they're going to have to split these sites. And I don't know if Cypher's enough to hold everything, but Cable goes in.
Yeah, Cable goes through, gets fully flashed out, and Siders and Scribe able to take 2 kills on their own. Len 4 with his low health is able to get 1, and Fett chimes in with a paint shell kill. So it's 2v2 quickly. Fett has gotten 2 in the round, though. Bonsai trying to get something going, and Siders just... I don't know what happened with Fett right there. He got
Is that a flash?
off.
Did they buff Jet? Is that a flash now? I mean, just smoked him off. He had like 6 HP or something close to that. He's able to get the kill with the stolen Bulldog. And Simpson College, they win the anti-eco against Cornell. Cornell, I don't know. Like, I'm not going to say that 15 damage that Len 4 took was the decider. No, but like, you know, it was kind of, he was like 6 HP and he got immediately swung and died.
Yeah, he died to the Classic there, right? I think you take one more shot with the Classic to go down with that, and I think maybe you get that kill with the Spectre. Like, there's a couple of variables there that made things a little bit better. Skydog will come out in middle, though. The Skies look to be dueling, though they can't see each other yet. Classics across the board for Cornell.
Yeah, I mean, they invested quite a bit of money. You saw Bulldogs, some Spectres losing that round. Now they're down in the hole in Simpson College. They've upgraded to rifles, at least a couple of them here. Raze still has the Spectre in hand. It's all the gun you need when you've got double satchel ready to go. But Cable is going to flash out. They're not going to do anything. They're just going for information. They're trying to stall out Simpson College as much as possible. They're actually going to go in.
Nicely done. First kill by Cable. Banthanor is looking to come up behind the rest of the group here, but it seems that they're already pushing onto B site. Siders is already deep with this Bulldog. Banthanore's got the flank finally mid, and that's the spike down at the bottom of mid. Siders is able to take one more down on the site, but the 3 remaining Cornell players are all swarming around mid, trying to prevent Scribe from getting the spike. He picks it up just to go down instantly. 2 players left for Simpson University, and they are in the absolute wrong area of the map to try and retake this spike.
Oh, I can't believe I
Lance
assumed
just
he had...
He's just running through it. He didn't know that Siders was sitting over in... He didn't know Siders was sitting over in Mal, and there's still a lot more work for Siders to do here, but he's got 3 kills on the round now, 2 in this retake, and it's all up to Fett. He's got a couple shots that he's got to take. He's got some health issues here on Siders, but no one saw the spike go away.
10 seconds left.
Siders is already onto the B site, and it looks like Bonsai has an idea of where Fett is.
Ooh, Bonsai, this is such a good position. This is such a good position. Bomb's going to go down, and he's going to have to run through. Yep.
Yeah, so he's going to run through, and this... Oh my God! Fett knows! He knows things! Bonsai goes down. Fett has so much HP, and he has the better gun advantage. The problem here is just the spike timer, but it seems like Fett has an idea of where Siders is. He looks to peek the corner, but Siders, with the headshot, takes Fett down and clutches the round up for Simpson.
Oh, Bonsai was in such a good position there. I mean, having the knowledge from Fett's side, just be like, I have to pick this corner regardless. Like, he could be waiting. This could be like a play. Regardless, Cornell Esports falls, and Simpson College is able to get the bomb down, get the round win off of a 4K from Siders, by the way. That was all the Bulldog. He did not have an upgraded gun. But Simpson College looking sloppy against 5 Classics, and here's Banthanore's Odin coming into fruition. Is he going to be able to spray these guys down?
Yes, the answer is yes. If there is an Odin player, it's Banthanor. He's got none.
Oh!
I was ready to say he's got one, but Siders continues his utter dominance over the team that started in the last half.
Oh my lord. Siders is just popping off right now. Simpson College taken over, and it's off the back of this duelist, right? We had concerns about the double duelist composition, but Simpson College knows what they're doing. They know how to play against this suffocation comp. You just push right through the choke. Scribe gets the kill at Lamp and Len 4, get 2. Len gets another one, and Siders, it's a 2v2 right now. Simpson College, they have to play this post plant perfectly.
White's got 1 to start, and he's got 2 to finish it off. So Simpson College, even though they lose the original pistol that Cornell takes, they're able to convert on the second round, convert on the third, and manage to win the first gun round there. So now it's looking like Cornell's going to be back onto pistols and that Marshall, and they're going to be in a rough time for the next couple of rounds.
Yeah, and Split is a defensive sided map. By all intents of the word, I feel like it's defensive sided. You've got your Cypher, you've got your Aster, you've got your Viper. You've got to start, shaping up if you're Cornell Esports. If you're running this kind of composition where you have like all these heavy stall heroes, you got to make it 8-4. You've got to try to get it to 7-5 because Simpson College on this offense, they are running away with the game.
Yeah, I do have to say that's the first bit that I want to talk about, though. Simpson College does have this go-in composition. They have this extremely aggressive composition with the Raze and the Jet. It can be a little scary when they get onto defense. They don't have as much control, but Blight will take Cable down to start. It'll be the first bit here. The Sheriff looking to try and take down Siders in a moment, but Len4's cage goes up. No more aggression there from the rest of the attackers inside the B main area, but 2 will come up on mailroom. 1 shot gets taken. Fet walks down.
Pinched. They are getting pinched onto the side right now. It's a B split at the moment, coming from mail and coming from main, and there's nothing that you can do. Len4 gets 1 as he watches his teammates go down, but Bonsai gets the trade, and that's the sight for them. But Lamp actually catches Blight with his pants down. It's a 3v2, potentially able to do some damage. Lamp upgrades his gun, has 25 armor and the Phantom ready to go. But
I wonder if you start.
Phantom.
I wonder if you start to think about saving this Phantom. Cornell's kind of in a weirdly bad economic situation right now, and it could be the thought of just let this Marshall go, see if it can get a pick off, and then let Lamp go for it if it works out. Panthenor is going to be the first one through, and the Sage Wall is providing so much cover for Simpson College trying to do anything here. Panthenor is looking with the Marshall. Paranoia and looks to take a shot which lands just past the player's face. First shot from Lamp goes through. He's dedicated in on this now. Tries to get the kill onto Bonsai, but that might be enough. That will be enough for Bonsai to go down. Question is, Scribe won't go down, so 1 weapon saved over for Simpson College, nothing for Cornell.
I like the idea of trying to like break their economy just a little bit here, but I think you might have been on the right track. I mean, once he gets that kill onto the Sage, I don't know if you chase that Raze. You dip on out, you get the Phantom. Is now on the defensive side, they are going to take a timeout here. 5 rounds in, and you've already gotten one of the timeouts from Cornell Esports. That's rough. That feels like they're slipping, they're losing control of this game, and it's slipping through their fingers. Simpson College, round after round after round, have been playing these attacks very, very smart. They're splitting onto the sides. They're sending their duelists on each route here, and they always have an entry ready to go. This double duelist composition that Simpson has crafted for themselves is completely countering this stall comp that I will say from Cornell Esports.
Yeah, so Simpson's using this default. The way that this map is super easy. It's got a couple different of these like levels that you can cross over on, right? You've got the spawn level, you've got the tunnel level, you've got the mailroom level, and you've got the defender spawn level, right? 4 distinct horizontal routes across the map, and they're using those to just laterally move, take some vertical space on one side, and then laterally move across. So it becomes really difficult for Cornell Esports to figure out where the Simpson College team is because they're continuously laterally moving.
Yeah, they are defaulting like you mentioned, and they're going back and forth, back and forth. You have to notice as well that Simpson College, they're purposely, toying with the game speed, right? Sometimes they'll hit you really fast or hit you at like between the 1 minute and 1 minute 40 mark. Sometimes they'll hit you at like 45 seconds. It just depends on what they're able to get. And now this is a fast hit.
Yeah, sometimes they just throw everything in and they just go. Right, so we see the Showstopper already pushed out. The Sky Dogs pushed through as well. It looks like they're just having the site for free. Banthenor is the only one anywhere close. Banthenor and Len are still sitting in the site, though they haven't walked in yet. They're still thinking about it. Judge is going to take down Lamp and Fett up in the mailroom. There's a lot of space left to continue on. Siders has a lot of work to do. So he's got 1, but nothing goes down. Anomaly is able to take down Len 4, and Banthenor with the Odin is just trying to see if there's any sort of way he can get back into this round. It's the one weapon you want to take down the Sage Wall, but it may not be the weapon you want to retake this with.
2v2, the cabbages go out, and the res in response. It's a 5v2 now. I don't know if Cable and Banthenor can do this. I think you just save. You guys are going to go down 1-5 back to pistols. Siders is going to pick up Cable. Banthenor just save the Odin. It's such a big investment money-wise, right? This is the risk you take when you pick up this weapon. And Simpson College, they are running right over you.
This has been my problem week after week after week watching Banthenor and his Odin. It is such a big investment. It's 200 credits more than buying a Phantom or a Vandal, and it doesn't provide you with that much more utility if it does. And you can get the same amount of spam bullet stuff from an Ares, and it costs you half the price. We've done the math. We understand the Odin does more damage. We understand the Odin has more bullets. But there's got to be a point in which you start buying the Ares because the economy needs it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really rough, too, because you have a liability on your team where he's investing more money into a gun where he's not getting kills, and Fett is
Showstopper
gonna
goes through.
actually
Nicely
pop
done
the
on Decider.
Showstopper.
Lucky's going to try and grab one, but he won't be able to get anything. Anomaly's got one. We'll see if Lamp can try and do anything with that. Sheriff and Cable's already back into the site. One controller, one initiator set over towards this A site, ready to see if Simpson College decides to confirm this site. And it looks like the shadows will come out. Paranoia as well. Bonsai with huge amounts of speed through the site, and Cable takes him down. Light with the trade right back, and Lamp trading right back. It's one after one after one. Simpson College just with 2 players left, and they're finally putting the spike down.
Where Scribe is, he's not in the best spot, right? He's taking these close quarter fights into a classic, into what is going to be a Sheriff and potentially Bucky here, but he's actually going to end up
this wall
taking up Lend here. This wall is so good from Simpson College side. It's forcing them around here, and they're going to have to break through it, but there's a lot of time. The bomb's ticking away, guys.
This wall has been so good every single round. The Sage player on Simpson College understands the wall. No one's looking anywhere. No one's looking anywhere. Scribe is going to be the first one to try and take something, and Lamp's going to take Scribe down. The question is, will they throw Sticky Sticks? Thrifty goes through for Cornell University, and they come out way better than they started.
It was good until it became really bad for Simpson College. The wall was nice. They tried to do the fake TP. I think TPing to heaven might have been the move because the wall was broken. The smoke orb came down, or the Viper's orb came down from Cornell, and they just stuck the plant here, both of them inside that orb. Even if you're trying to spam it, it's really, really rough. And Simpson College, unfortunately, they fumble that round, and Cornell picks it up. That might be the round when they need to start getting some rounds in their favor.
Ooh, all right. Let's calm down for a second. The spike is so far back in the attacker side spawn that I have a feeling we're not going to be pretty quick. Cornell, they won the round. They have not even started to look at winning the war yet. The problem Cornell continues to face is their 2 rounds they've gotten. One has been from a lucky ninja defuse that they have just tried to force. A lucky stick met with a nice opener there on Deciders, and the other round being the pistol at the beginning of the game where everything is equal across the board. Nice shot from Fett, also taking Bonsai down. A little confused there with the blast pack and wasn't able to get across. And so quickly, this round becomes a Cornell College favored round. And the Viper's Pit, I don't know if we noticed before, is down in this whole mid area, which takes apart 2 of these laterals that we said Cornell has that Simpson has access to.
I mean, it splits the map as well, right? You have to kind of go through the choke points. The fact that it's right placed in mid, you can't go through mail, you can't go through vents, so you have to go through the only chokes available, which is through garage or which is through that A main area that we saw. And by the way, there's an off arc there, and Banthanor is able to get the kill. Scribe gives his life. Anomaly trades him though.
How does Banthanor stay alive for so long there? He's got the shorty at full max range and continues to get kills. 14 seconds left. Cornell Esports have wasted so much time of Simpson College round here that it's going to be a quick peek here, and it has to be.
Oh, they know where Lamp is, but time is expiring.
Nicely
it's done.
Yeah, Lamp gets the kill, and that's it. Light's the last one alive, but he'll go down just after time. Lamp with the 2K in the round, making sure Cornell is able to get back into this.
Now Simpson College knows there's an operator on the side of Cornell. Now you play the guessing game, right? Where is Fett Park? Is he playing screens? Is he playing mid? Is he playing onto lamps? Or sorry, not lamps. Is he playing the garage area? Is he playing onto the vents area, right? Is he watching mid? You can't check him with a body. You cannot do that because the moment you lose out on one of these individuals for Simpson College, if you lose your initiator, you lose your flashes. If you lose one of your duelists, obviously Siders is having a much better game than
my goodness, Siders just
raw goes onto Cable.
He just walks right in, and Fett is so vulnerable right after to Siders again. Banthanor with the Odin, going to try and peek through the toxic screen to see if anyone's there, anyone's home, but no one's there. They're all on vacation. Everyone's on the A side, ready to take the train out. Simpson College already have the spike down, and Lamp is able to take 2 down, sitting in heaven. Question is there anything more that Lamp can do here? He's got a couple shots into Anomaly, but nothing huge is going to happen here. Just 3 still sticky in the sight for Simpson College. They are stalwart here. They are turtle shelled in, but Len's going to grab the first one, and now they're going to figure out where the enemy is playing from. First cage goes down. The second reveal comes through already. Anomalies get peeked, but he can get the kill. Banthanor is the one that gets the trade right after, and it looks so down to a 1v1 here. Blight against Banthanor. He almost saw him. Banthanor comes back. He knows where he is. He gets the kill. Banthanor clutches the round for Cornell. 4-5.
Oh, and a nice double from Lamp. Evens the odds here, and with Anomaly trading that away, it became a 3v2, but really well played from Banthanor and Len 4. Len essentially gets 2 for himself, gets the kill, throws down the Cypher ultimate, and they're able to find out where both of the members of Simpson College are playing. I thought they were going to fumble. I thought Cornell might have missed the defuse. I thought Banthanor just got, snuck on through, but unfortunately he taps it, and Simpson College, they face check and Odin, and that's never going to go the way you think.
I thought Banthanor, he just didn't push far enough to see Blight, and he went back and he was just going to stick. But no, he's smarter than all of us. All right, Siders already has a kill on Fett. It's been the Siders show here. He has been the one getting the first kill every single round for Simpson College, making it so that way it's a disadvantage for Cornell in the later bits of the round, though it hasn't really affected Cornell yet. There's one player still up in heaven, and it's Lamp. See if he can get anything. Bathnor's got 1 already in the round. A couple free firing shots go through for Lamp, but he's going to be taken down to 71 HP as Lend has to get his back. Banthanor face checks Siders, and there's nothing left to find there, and they're already flicking to the other side of the map. Lamp is ready for it, though. He's sitting at the top here in tower. He's got 1 to start. He's got 1 to start. He's got to run away already. He only has 71 HP from the time he was spammed over on A site Heaven. The Vive already for coming through from Anomaly for Siders, and Lamp's got another one onto Banzai. The stalwart defense from Cornell Esports is proving to be a little too much right now for Simpson College. You can see Anomaly starting to come over with the spike already. He's got the Odin of Banthanor, but there's 2 players, Lend4 and Lamp, sitting on the B side, and it looks like they're thinking twice about it. Looks like they're thinking to go to A. Cable's ready there.
Oh, Cable's playing screens, though, and we've got Siders going through CT right now to defender side spawn. They're going to hear this. Cable, though, is going to kill Anomaly. Do they know where Siders is? Yes, they found out where he is. They know he's in CT. Lamp, though, face checks him, and unfortunately, he's going to get a face full of... Yeah, the time is ticking down. Cable kills Siders.
This game is closer than it has any given right to be.
It was 4-1, 5-1 at one point before they took that timeout. And Cornell Esports, they've got their mind right. They've steeled themselves during that timeout phase and have strung together 4 rounds in a row. And I said, you got to make it a 7-5. You got to try to make it an 8-4 here. 7-5 is going to be manageable for Cornell Esports on the defensive side here. But like you mentioned, Simpson College, the composition isn't designed to defend, right? Double Duelist isn't designed to have a really stalwart defense, so they've got to string some rounds together on their end. They've got to get into the positive. They've got to get the lead here so that they can give some rounds away on defense potentially.
Cornell College needs to try and get as many rounds as they can here because this is also their strong side. The problem with both these team comps is their strong sides are the ones we're sitting on right now. The second that we flip the sides, Cornell has to try and take sites with double controllers, and Simpson has to try and defend with double duelists. One of those duelist siders already down. Banthanor's got a kill into the round from Scribe. He's got a lot of shots onto Anomaly, though it doesn't fully go through. The heals, I think... No, the heal just now is coming through onto Anomaly, the self-heal. But Cornell's got 5 up early in the round, 3 alive for Simpson.
Yeah, Simpson College, unfortunately, having a broken bye right now. A couple, sheriffs to the name, and that was it. You're never going to win that fight against Banthanor, who's got an Odin held down here on screens. Still... even though he's having a particularly bad early game, is still sticking to that Odin, still sticking to his guns here. And that's what I like to see about some of these players. You don't lose your steel. You don't
I love what Banthanor's doing.
Oh, Anomaly.
Yeah, he's so far ahead here. He knows there's space to be taken, and he takes it. And now he's sitting in another weird off angle. He's going to try and get something, and he gets flashed, and that's it for him in this round. But it's still a 4v2. Lamp knows there's something up. Only 13 seconds left in the round, and the spike is going down now.
Has been the hero of this site, right? He's been defending A so well here. Cable and the rest of Cornell. It's a 4v2. You can't bungle this up as Blight. As I say that, Blight gets the kill on the Cable. Now it's a 3v2. The retake is looking a little bit saucy from Cornell.
Are you sure you can't bungle this up? Because right now it's looking bungleable. Banzai's able to get one, he's able to get two, the Fade Shells come through, and everyone's in the air for 17 years, but Fett comes down with the shorty on top of the showstopper as it tries to get some aerial accuracy.
Ooh, I think at that point, you just shoot it at your feet, right? You know that he's coming down. He tries to get the direct rocket hit, but this isn't Team Fortress 2, guys. That's not how that works. Simpson College, unfortunately, messes that round up. It looked winnable, right? It was an eco round. They got some quick kills after the plant went down, and Siders on this final round. Simpson, they're gonna take the time out here. They're cooking up something devious, although Lamp and the side of Cornell, they've got a couple ultimates in their back pocket. They've got the Astro Wall ready to go. I believe they got Showstopper for themselves, and Simpson College, they're just working with raw gun skill right now. I don't think any of them are really close to any ultimates.
No, I don't think they are. They've been away from the ultimates for a little bit now already. Cornell Esports, they have a lot more to work with in this round. They've got a better buy, I think, than Simpson College will finish this out with.
And now we have to think about, like you said, right? You brought up earlier, both of these teams are playing their strong side. So now it becomes a question of which one's weak side is better. And I will favor it to Cornell specifically because you mentioned they have double controller. They've got this like pseudo sentinel, right? With Viper. They've also got Cypher as well. But with Cornell's comp, you can do a lot of bait and switching, right? You can do a lot of feinting back and forth with this double controller composition. And with Simpson, once they have a read, it's hard for them to rotate back and forth consistently.
Well, it's not only that, but it may just not be up to the Cornell comp. The Simpson comp is so bad at trying to smoke places off. There is one Omen and only two smokes to try and prevent takes from happening, right? So it may be even less on the Cornell composition here than it will be on the Simpson composition here. Len 4, he's going to be the one-man soloing B. He has been this entire game. A couple shots through the Cypher cage, but nothing's going to hit yet. He's been full flashed. Won't be much more than that. Looks like the entirety of Simpson College is trying to pull back, maybe think about going elsewhere as the first cabbage hits them over through the fish market.
Len 4, though, he has not really been challenged on this site, right? You look at Simpson College, they came here like once or twice, and that's
he was
about
challenged
it.
really early on this site. They went here the first like 4 rounds in a row, and then from that point, it's been splits and going to A. First Sky Flash goes through. Bonsai's already through onto the site. Down to 70 HP is Len 4, and Bonsai's going to finish the job. Lamp takes down Anomaly, trying to get into the site, and Banthanore's going to try and walk through this smoke. He's going to get one. Sees another, and he's maybe looking for the spam again, but Siders is able to take down Banthanore. The power, the Vandal comes through quickly, and Spike goes down from Bonsai. One pull for Astral, and Fett gets the op kill. It's a 3-on-2 for the retake here, and Lamp is looking to cosmically divide the team.
That's a really nice wall, right? Cuts off Garage, it isolates the 1v1, so now you go in, and Showstopper comes in. Fett had that in the back pocket, and Fett gets another kill on Describe. Lamp doesn't need to do anything. He needs to sit pretty and defuse the bomb here. Really well played from Cornell on that retake. 7-5 half after going down 5-1 around round 6 here. The timeout was clutch. That's all I'm going to say. The timeout was needed for Cornell, and now we switch sides here. Both of these teams, like you mentioned, Mecca, on their weaker sides, but I favor Cornell. I favor the double controller composition because of how much you can play around with Simpson's mind, with how much you can play around what site you're going to. And you also mentioned the fact that Omen, it's only got 2 smokes. He can't really stuff out any of these quick hits if Cornell tries it.
I do have one bit here that we need to talk about, which is Sage, right? So Sage, you saw on the attacking side, really good at blocking off portions of the site. Sage, as well, is really good at holding down mid on the site. You can put one wall across the entirety mid, and it's impossible to get through. It is really difficult to try and take mid when there is a Sage there. So that is part of their saving grace, is that while there is an Omen, and there's only 2 smokes, the smokes may only be needed for specific places.
Valorant gets the kill here onto Scribe, though, and that's the smoke gone. That's your stall tool taken away. Now you've got a Sage, and what are they going to do? Yeah. Bomb site is Simpson, is Cornell College's here. Now you have to play retake against this composition. Now they're just playing to their comfort.
Yeah, so look at Cider. He's all the way on the flank here, sitting for Simpson College, looking up to lurk into mid. You can see on the map, he takes down Len 4, which is the one watching for the flank.
Yeah, Banthanor, though, has a nice poison orb on here. They're going to try to go in, and that's...
Oh, the right click.
Yeah, you're going to get a right click. You're going through a poison orb. You're going to be, you know, so weak going through there. And Fett picks up 2 for himself. Absolutely surgical from Cornell Esports. They took the pistol in the first half, and hopefully they can't bungle this one, right? Simpson College.
Look at the scoreboard for Simpson. This is the Cider show. I called it out earlier in the game, but I didn't realize how Cider's favored this was right now. If you take the jet down, you can try and win the round for Cornell, but it looks to be that that's the start that they've got to do. Odin out already for Banthanor? Again, this is part of the thing that confuses me, right? Is that Banthanor will prize the Odin over full armor.
Yeah, at that point, you just go full armor Ares, and I think the thing to note is that Cider's almost has as many kills as all other 4 members combined of his team, right? I think the rest, it's like 8, 6, 5, and 5, right? That's 24 if I did my math correct. Cider's got 20 kills. If Cider's goes down for Simpson College, you can consider the round a loss for them, and that's really rough.
It's half the team going down.
Yeah, pretty much. And unfortunately, somebody on Simpson's side has to step up on this half, right? They have to start picking up their pace. You've got double duelist. What is this Raze doing? Like, where are they going? How are they, you know, getting their kills? Because Ciders was entering every single time on offense, and it still wasn't enough.
We can see production throwing the meme up in the bottom left from Loki on a warpath, but they have Ciders. We'll see whether the War Machine of Cornell continues to try and take rounds here, or if the Ciders show over at Simpson, which is a lot of S's in one sentence, is able to push through and start to take some more of these rounds back. We'll see Cable and company looking to push through. Ciders is sitting at the bottom, but he's got his back turned.
Oh,
Cable's going quiet. Nicely done from Cable taking out Ciders. We said that's half the team right there. Fett takes down Blight, and just 3 members are left, and they're all on classics.
Yeah, I mean, you can feel, you know, like the weight of the world drops, right? The moment Ciders go down. Simpson College immediately start to buckle. Immediately their knees start to shake as Cable and the rest of Cornell are just going to clear you out. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, they got the gun advantage. It still looks like an absolute massacre.
It's a little bit more than a massacre, I think. I mean, this... Okay, let's settle ourselves a little. This is the conversion round from the pistol.
Yeah.
There's not many guns over on Simpson College side. But Cornell took like 3 points of damage. That's it.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's 40 HP on the sky. And that's it.
Hopefully that's enough.
Like, you're going to get into the real rifle round now for Simpson College here, and that's where Ciders has made his money, right? Ciders has made his money on these rifle rounds. He's been able to do work, but I feel like Simpson College, you can't just play standard defense with this comp. You've got to push for space, right? You have to like go in and take some of the offensive capabilities of Cornell out the window. You've got to push through B main, push through A main. If you just play on site,
look at
they're more than happy to do that. Oh, Ciders though knocks Fett down to 11 HP, although the heal is going to come in, and we've got 5 people from Cornell's side just posted up mid.
So something I want to point out really quickly is that in order for anyone on the defending side to buy a Vandal, they had to buy light shields, right? So there are a couple players here on light shields. Ciders is one of them. Anomaly is the other one. And Ciders is the guy over on B site right now. He's been the guy this whole game. Looks like they're
gonna spot him out.
Yeah, it looks like they're pulling out.
I mean, I would, if I know where Ciders is, I'm
just go to the other side
of the map. Yeah, like how easy is that? I mean, it's a very solo QS strategy. Don't get me wrong. Like, oh yeah, where's the top frag? He's on A site. Let's just go B site, guys. Like, there's no point in trying to risk a gun duel with him. We'll just go to the site that he's weaker.
Right now. I love what they're doing right now. They faked the pullback, and look at how deep into the site now Ciders is. He's not ready for anything to just come through straight forward. Banthanor can put a wall down across the site, and that's it. And look at that, the wall goes right down, and it's Ciders alone.
30 seconds
He is able to get two, though, because he is Siders. Banzai gets another one inscribed with the Odin up in heaven, and it doesn't matter however much utility they put down. Simpson College quickly turned the round on its head.
If you corner alone Siders, be prepared for him to fight back. He picks up 3. Even though he got isolated from his team, that might have been an indirect buff over to him. When he's alive, the team's going to win the round here. 3 kills to his name, and the rest of the team helps him out. I mean, I like the play. I get the idea. You isolate him, you trade him, but just go to the other side. You knew where he was.
Not only did they know where he was the only one ahead of that toxic screen, which didn't cover heaven. That Sage Wall goes through early, trying to prevent any of the A aggression, and a couple shots already gone through, hitting Banthanor in the chest.
Should get healed up here. They do have the Sky available for themselves.
Siders has another first kill. How many first kills does this guy have?
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if he's at the double-digit mark by now. I mean, this guy has been first blooding consistently for Cornell Esports on this map as the dog comes in. Didn't spot Banthanor, but it did spot the other individual in here. I believe it was Cable.
It doesn't matter what side Siders on either, or who wins the round. Right? He makes every round, at least it's feeling right now, like he makes every round a Simpson-favored round. Oh. And then after that, it's the question of whether the rest of the team can do it. But Banthanor and Len4 each get their own kill.
I like this.
To start. And the question is, Siders on this flank, do they know? Do they have the vibe Banthanor saw him?
They saw him. They're going to orbit out. And they're just going to go through Mel. But Siders gets Lamp here.
Just pokes right through it.
3v3. 3v3. Just walked right through it. Nobody was expecting it. I don't think I was expecting it. Blight gets the kill on the Cable, and some of his team members are finally stepping up on the side of Simpson College.
What is Banthanor doing? He's got the spike. He's the one that needs to put it down. He's got the kill onto Blight, but he just walked through into enemy territory really quickly there. It's going to be a help in the end of the day, but that was a really risky play from Banthanor. Trying to do anything. Siders takes down Len4, and it's all onto this Odin sitting trapped in a box. See, if anyone puts Baby in a corner, though, and Banthanor's got the first kill onto Siders, and he may have one more onto Anomaly left in him, and he does the 4K from Anomaly. Nobody puts Banthanor in the corner.
Oh my lord. I mean, I think Simpson College played that as bad as I expected. They knew where he was. They had him trapped in the box. They could have both dropped together and swung him at the same time. Instead, Siders goes over the top, dies, and unfortunately he doesn't have the swing there. He doesn't have the trade ready available. And they give Banthanor 2 1v1s while he's got the Odin in hand. Cornell Esports, I mean, Banthanor's the hero of that round. He gets a 4K. He pushed through gravel to get the kill before he was getting the bomb down.
This feels like the most back and forth game I've watched all season. And it's happening in a lower bracket elimination match, which is right where it should be happening, right? This is when you want to see both teams put everything on the line to keep going. Siders takes 2 shots through mid, but neither will connect. And he's already pushed back into A heaven.
And this is what you can do with these double smoke compositions, these double controller comps. The moment you find out where that operator is, all right, you get smoked off. You're never allowed to peek that angle again. We'll keep it re-smoked and we'll just push on through. Because unfortunately, operator is not going to be able to move through the sites too efficiently. And now Cable is taking it at adventure onto Vents here with the rest of his team. It looks like Cornell Esports have slowed the pace of the game down a little bit. They have not gotten an opening pick. Viper, or in this case Banthanor, is a little bit low. Don't know if he's going to be able to get a heal here, as he is playing Garage while Cable is in mid. They want to go for that B split, like and we see Siders desperately running back now to try to help his team. He's going to go through Mail here. This is another shot!
He missed. So Cable's got the first kill onto Bonsai. Siders is still sitting up there. Scribe's got one onto Len4. The trade is through quickly. Banthanor's got one onto Scribe, though. Cable's looking to try and be aggressive here towards the CT link position, and Viper's pit comes down. That's Banthanor's home turf now. Cable pushes the cabbages out.
Oh, look at that.
He's just so careful. He's backing himself up. He saw the tip of the head, but it didn't matter. Siders able to take Fett down with the knives. The kunais grab 1 and 2. Cable's still sitting onto the site here. He's got an angle to Anomaly. He's got an angle to Siders. He's got 2 in the round. It's all into Cable and Blight. And Cable's got the health advantage. Blight knows where he's coming from. Just the classic left alive. Cabbages go out from the attacking side. They know everything right now. on the bomb. He's on the spike. A quick headshot from the Classic, and it's so low health. One right click should do it, and then left click will finish it. Cable with a 4K in the round, clutching it up for Cornell.
Oh my lord, he had the Bulldog in hand, got a couple kills for himself, and now you see a timeout coming once again. Siders calls it, Simpson College. They're feeling the pressure. It's 11-6, 2 rounds, and Cornell gets the point here. They're going to send themselves the match point potentially. Simpson College with this double duelist composition. You called it out early, Mecca. You said it's a trap. I don't like these comps. I don't think it's worth it. You've got to do so much on offense, and right now, I don't know if you got your crystal ball handy. I don't know if you were, praying to some gods, but you had the correct read on this. Cornell Esports 11-6 right now against Simpson College.
Ooh, okay, 2 rounds left that Cornell needs to grab here, and they've got like 8 chances to do it in. Maybe not 8, 7. I can count really good. They've got 7 chances to do it in, so there's going to be a lot here for Cornell before they get it. They'll still have a better buy, I believe, than Simpson. I think this is Simpson's timeout of trying to figure out what they want to do for the next 2 rounds, whether it's buy in here and then hope they win the round, or if it's give up 12 and have good buys for the next bit. We'll see what Simpson chooses to do here. Looks like stingers. Looks like they're forcing into this round, and they'll force into the next one. So 2 half buys in a row, I think, is going to be the plan from Simpson College. I don't think they really have enough to buy next round. Maybe they'll have a hero rifle on 1 or 2 players.
There.
If they lose, if they win, they may have guns. This is going to be a strong question of how do they win and with how many players. This round may decide the game right here. Couple shots through from Fett. Banzai's got 1 with the stinger already, and that's on to Banthanor, the clutch master from 2 rounds ago.
Yeah, and they're finally getting aggressive, right? I wanted to see this double duelist just start taking space, just start, making Cornell uncomfortable, taking some of the power away from them moving in between sides.
They've already got
with
the
that
spike
kill,
down.
with that understanding that, hey, there's 3 members on A, Banthanor's community, like, hey, there's 3 people that push me. Just run onto the B site real quick. Numbers advantage for Simpson, but the guns are just not there for them. This is still looking very rough for Simpson College.
They should have Siders on the flank, but they don't know he's got the Odin. He's got 2 kills into the round, trying to do his best. Banthanor impression, and 2 players left for Cornell Esports. Another shot towards Simpson, the 3rd kill in the round for Siders. And 4 takes 1, and Anomaly takes the last in the round. It's a certain win for Simpson College, and they've got so many weapons now. The buy doesn't matter anymore. 7 rounds now. They've got 4 to tie for Cornell, and they've got guns. The question is, how good is the Cornell buy here? Instantly, it looks to be good. It looks to be pretty good instantly.
Carrying rounds if you're Simpson, right? You've gotten the guns. You've put 1 on the board. You can't just drop it away.
Oh, wait,
Cornell,
no, I was looking at the Simpson College side. I wasn't looking at the Cornell side. A Sheriff and a Spectre is going to be the best weapons. Sorry, a Bucky and a Spectre are going to be the best weapons given. They know they can take their time. They don't need to force anything there. That was a risky play for Simpson College. It turned out to work. Cornell doesn't need to do anything that risky.
Yeah, like you said, they've got a couple rounds here to at least make it a tie game potentially and take it into OT, but Cornell can't give too many rounds away. They're going to go for a save here in eco, as you mentioned, but realistically, in this next round is where they're going to start buying rifles, buying up. They can start banking some ultimates on the side of Cornell. You look at it, they've got Showstopper available. I believe they've got the Cypher ultimate, and they're just going to let it rip on this eco just to take this site in, and they've flipped the script onto A site.
He's got to shoot it somewhere. Oh! He looked like he chose the right place, but it didn't come out in time. Blight takes down Fett, and that's half of the initiation duo from Cornell Esports, and it's the spike, which is fully under Cable control.
Oh my god, at the last second, he was re-cocking the rocket launcher, let's say here. Siders, though, picks out Lamb. Siders, another one onto Len 4, and yeah, this is a gun advantage, don't get me wrong, but
Siders has 32 kills in this game right now.
Yeah.
19 rounds, and he's got 32 kills. On a little bit of a tear. He may be doing a little bit. He's doing a little bit okay. He's just doing fine.
Yeah, he's an average day in the office for Siders here. I have to believe he's got more kills than the rest of his team now because he's just been popping off with multiple multi-kill rounds here. Not to say that Simpson College hasn't been playing well off of it, but it's Siders starting it off, kicking it forward, and then the rest of the team is able to play through. And we get a peek here. Yeah, he's 32 kills. I think he had more. I think I saw like 11, a 10, and 8, and a 5.
I think that's roughly what I saw. I think it was 2 11s, but either way, I don't think the math works to add up.
Yeah, Simpson College here, off the back of Siders, breathing new life into these rounds. The timeout tech is working, guys. You time out, you win a couple rounds. That's what Cornell did, and now Simpson looking to replicate it here. Is now, once again, Cornell playing with the game speed. They're playing with the clock. We're doing fast hits, and now they're slowing it down.
I do love where Scribe is sitting, though. I love the use of the Odin up on top over here on a place where only Odin and Jet can really get. Siders, he just walks through and grabs the kill.
Swings Cable and gets the head tap, and now Fett only watches his teammate gets absolutely destroyed here. And Scribe in a prime position, like you mentioned, right?
It's his third smoke of the round already in this same position. He is just making sure that nobody can come through here. The only time the smoke was down was when Siders was peeking.
30 seconds left.
Oh my goodness, it's the fourth smoke.
There.
Oh, they know where he is.
Well, they knew where he was. He's now TP'd away. Last pack goes through. The question is, what will they do? He's got 1. That's about as much as they can ask for. Lenfor's got Siders. 2, though. That's Siders down. That's the whole team. Banthor with the Odin spray transfer. The guy's got it.
He lurks through mid. He's able to get to... Yeah, the Toxic Orb went down. I don't know about that one. But you know what? That's fine. Throw it down into the CT area. And now Simpson College... They're more than likely going to have to drop this round here. You have to go for the clutch if you are Blight here, simply because Cornell will take it to a 12-8. You've got to try to do something. Although there's only 2 members right now on the site. Len4 is going to get it. He's going to get a triple for himself. 3 kills for Len4, 2 for Panthenor. They just put the team on the back.
Match point.
That whole bit right there. The funny thing I'm thinking about this game right now is normally when we cast, right, we put into a Discord chat, hey, these were the cool plays from this game, so we put them later. I don't think we can narrow it down. I'm just gonna write the whole game because every single
take a round,
pick a round out of a hat. There's a clip in it. Every single one. This has been such an action-packed game. I'm so excited for more maps of this. Len4 will put the tripwire down first, and the up of Siders is going to try and ring true to start. Cypher, oh my god, Cable's got 1 through the Cypher cage.
Yeah, they dogged him, they caged him, they slowed him, and unfortunately, there was nothing this Omen could do, and
they almost
have to suspect that there's another individual here. Are they going to body check? Never mind. They've got the camera ready. Book it to A site. Guys, you know where they are.
Yeah, I think at this point, Len4 is just trying to see if he can grab anything through the smoke. It seems the rest of the team's looking to abduct from B site, and Banthenor is kind of already still in this area on A site, ready to start pushing on. But it looks like the rest of Simpson College is starting to think about the fact that Panthenor may be there. He may be able to slip under the watchful eyes. Looks like he is. He is so deep on this site without them knowing anything about it. The question is, what will the screens player think? He's got the knife out. Oh, he's got the knife out, but Badside grabs the kill quickly. And now they know the jig is up. 2 players in on this site, and they have the pull onto Blight. So the pull will go through Big Plus. Tries to spray, will connect finally for Lamp.
30 seconds
The
left.
4v3 here for Cornell. They only need this 1 round, and the spike will go down from Lamp. There's no way that Simpson can try and prevent this.
Showstopper gets popped, though. Are they going to try to retake site with his bonsai? He's just going to let that rocket fly, and oh, Vet taking lessons from Neo, dodges the rocket out, and Lamp gets a kill on the bonsai. It's a 2v4, although the op is still in play. Siders with the knives popped, tries to go in, and Cable is in such a crazy spot right now.
Yeah, he's prepared for anyone trying to peek out, and that will be Anomaly. He's peeked out, and it's just Siders v3. The question is, can he do anything? He's got another one into the round. That's 2. That's 3, and it's all into Fett. Now, and Fett is so far away from the spike. He has no abilities, nothing else. He just has to run. He has to run and hope. Siders pulls himself off the spike. 54 HP, 58 HP.
Oh,
just a couple points. He's playing with making sure, but Fett is able to get it. Siders, although he goes for the heroics, can't finish it out. And that's the first game for Cornell Esports. Oh, we need to just take a breath after that one.
Siders almost did it. Siders just almost willed his team to another round off the sheer back of his mechanical ability. Siders, I think he dropped a 40 bomb. I'm almost sure. If he wasn't, he was damn near close. 38, 39 kills. Do we have the stats for that match? I'm like 100% sure he got 40 kills.
He got too many kills there that it's reasonably possible for one player in a lower quarterfinal match. That's too many kills. Okay, we need to take 2 seconds and collect our thoughts, and more importantly, collect our voices. We'll be back in a minute for map 2 of this, because there's more of this in a couple of minutes. Don't turn away. We'll be right back.
as well. Revy, flashpoint in hand, pops it out. It's Panarin with another hero play, gets in, another frag comes out from Revy. Panarin, what a shot through the truck, but it's gonna be the swarm grenade to deny yet again. It's the fantastic start. 5v4, Clark University. Big advantage, however, the ults are absolutely in favor of Cornell. Soup's able to grab another one. Oh
Zorona!
my God! What is that? Drona actually lands that kill, leaving Panthador in a 1 versus 3. Drona, no, absolutely not. You need to calm down. Clark University on match point.
There you go. It's a stock to a stock. Valco might just end things right here. Robin, the big knocking power is them going for this big zoning moves, right? They want to get that charged up thunder. They want to go for it. And look at the throw. That was disgusting, Falco, with the moving platform. Just said, all right, sure, carry me onward. I'll just take you into the blast zone myself.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and call it right now because I already know production is going to ask me later. What Smash highlights do you want to see for the week? What clips of the week? That was it.
Hello and welcome back, everybody, to the Midwest Esports Conference Fall Valorant stream. We've got the lower finals here. I'm joined by my co-caster, Mecha. I am Shibby, or Mechatronic. Sorry, my apologies.
Yeah,
We've got our lower finals match between Simpson College and Cornell here. Cornell taking map 1 on split with their double controller composition going into Simpson's very own double duelist. And it was close in the beginning, but then when the sides flipped, it was 7-5. Cornell just kind of ran away with the game.
Yeah, and let's not toe around it. It was really Cornell against, well, one guy, Siders. we did the math after our producer did the math, and I think it was 36 kills that Siders got in that game, which is a stupidly ridiculous number. I mean, there's not much more to say about that game. It was the Cider show against Cornell, and Cornell had 5 guys, and unfortunately, Simpson at that point just seemed to have 1.
1.5. Hey, 1.5.
1.5.
You better,
hey.
Two. I would say 2.
Two guys.
All the other players, if
they
you
each count
tally their kills up, if you count all their kills up, they almost equaled Siders there. It was like 2 players versus 5.
for what it's worth, this sounds like we're putting down the rest of Simpson, but in reality, it's just Ciders was that good.
Oh, I'm putting them down. I don't know about you, man. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm trying to keep it light and happy here, and Shimmy's over here just putting all these students. No, Ciders just did so well on that map. I called it out like 4 times, but the guy did not miss an opening duel. Like every single opening duel he was part of, he won. I don't think he actually lost any, which is a stupidly ridiculous statistic, and that's disgusting. Our next map is, I believe it's Ancient.
No.
It's Ascent. I've been casting too much Counter-Strike.
Whoa, that's a map. Are we going into Vertigo next? What's happening?
Hear me out. A best of 3. Valorant Game 1, Counter-Strike Game 2, League of Legends Game 3 is the decider. It's the true brawl.
Vetoed.
It's got to be Roblox game 3.
I'll take that. That works.
Yeah. No.
BattleBit.
BattleBit. There we go. It has to be BattleBit. But we are going to map 2. I do believe, like you said, it is Ascent.
Yeah, Ascent. Not Ancient. Ascent.
Cool maps. Both of them really. One has more controversy than the other. I think Ascent, though.
One's more green.
I talked about it yesterday. It is probably the most figured out map in all of Valorant. I hope, I pray to the Riot Games lords that they take this map out of rotation next match. I really want to see it gone. It's so boring. I hate playing it. I hate seeing it. It's just I don't like this map at all. And I appreciate when teams try to get creative on this map, right? Maybe they run like a fade, but every team will run the Omen, the Sova, the KO, the KJ, and the Jet. And Atsoka yesterday made a very good point. This is the map that is off of pure gun skill.
Yeah,
right?
this is
like that. Oh, we see a Brimstone.
Yeah, that's a normal. It's a Banthor pick. It's normal Banthor
thing.
I've seen him play Brimstone. I've seen him play Viper. You really cannot play Viper on this map. I know people have tried it. It's just, it doesn't feel very good. I'm going to be really honest here. I know a lot of people like it. It doesn't feel good. But what I wanted to say with this is that I don't know, this map is extremely figured out, and Cornell College this is a Cornell College map. Okay, I don't remember who actually picked the map. If I get a confirmation of that when we have a second, but this is a Banthanor map. The guy loves the Odin. This map has the most spammable walls in this game.
Yep.
This is the Cornell pick map. I could have guessed that any goddamn day of the week because this is a Banthanor map. This is one of the maps where I said, if you're a lower seed, you want to introduce chaos in. This is how you introduce chaos. Now, they don't particularly need to do that against Simpson, but chaos is chaos.
Yeah, I think counter to that a little bit is I feel that this map is like you can't. It's hard to do something that you haven't seen before on this map, right? Like all the spammable walls. Yeah, I've spammed through B main. I can spam through this wall. I can spam through tiles, so on and so forth. It's just whichever team is caught lacking, right? Whichever team is not as diligent on, oh yeah, this lineup works, or oh, I forgot that you can flash Sonic Arrow this, and so on and so forth. This map is the most purest map in forms of competitive, and I do agree with what Captain Atsoka said, right? It's based off of gun skill. It's based off of who is just the better team that day. Literally, there's nothing else you can do.
It's the Dust 2 of Valorant.
That's what I was gonna say. It's the Dust 2. It's Dust 2.
It's the Dust 2 of Valorant, even though this map is literally just cash.
Yeah,
it's flipped cash. Yeah, all right, let's get started. 40 seconds left in the round, and no one's made a peep anywhere. But it looks like Cornell is ready to communicate onto the B site. I don't know how they're going to communicate yet, but we'll start to see the KO knife come through in a moment, and the Sova arrows as well, I'm sure. There's the first smoke, so there's the Banthanor smoke, and Jet flies right into their own smoke. Doesn't look like Bonsai is going to do anything about them taking the site, and they'll play a 5-on-5 retake beat.
I do like the added, quick exec possibility for this Brimstone. You don't have 2 smokes, you have 3 here, and you can potentially re-smoke another thing. As now, the retake does come in for Simpson College here, and Lamp will pick up 1. Bonsai will trade him out. Fett is on lane here. He's trying to get 1. Cable, though, picks someone up onto Anomaly. Now it's a 3v4 Cornell. This post-pun has been going very well, but Siders has finally entered the map.
finally, it's been about 3 kills total, and he's entered the map, but he's gone just as quickly as Len4 takes the kill. Banthanor onto Blight, and Len4 finishes it up. I want to bring one more point to your thing about Ascent being figured out, which is ISO. That's the new agent's name, right? ISO?
Yes, yes.
ISO. I think ISO is going to thrive on this map and change the compositions on this map because of stuff like Boathouse. Because I think Boathouse is so kind of figured out, and the way that people come from and where they're coming from. I think that ISO ultimate is really good in that kind of area. I think the ISO shield is really cool, trying to guard the B site and stuff once in a post plant. I think ISO changes this map up a little bit. Obviously, depending that he becomes good off release. Banthanor has an Odin though. I don't know why I say this with surprise at this point.
I think it's just a given. Hell, look at the walls. Look at the walls that he's spamming.
Yeah, he's spamming walls that he knows there may be players behind. That's Banthanor's bread and butter here, is going to be, hey, you cannot stand in a place where you can get spammed. It's just not allowed, because Banthanor will buy Nodin, and he will spam the wall. That's it. That's the whole bit. There's no more left. Like, he's going to do it. So now he's going to push up and try and get Blight here, and you see that he's just spamming right through the wall. I don't think that's actually a spammable wall, but...
Puts fear into the eyes of Simpson.
Anything to Banthanor is a spammable wall.
Yeah, if you can shoot it, if it's possible, if bullet holes can go through it, you can spam it. But Banthanor just walking his way
this wall
up
at the
mid.
back too. Like, this is a spammable wall. This map is full of them. So Stinger and company, rest of them going to try and take B from main. There's a couple through Pizza. Scribe, it looks to be almost caught a little. I don't know how he... Oh, there's a smoke at the top there.
Scribe.
Yeah, he's just walking through. They're okay. Everyone's okay here, but they still haven't cleared out the site. There's one in the boathouse.
Oh, nice.
They've taken out so quickly. Siders, the hero of the last map, taken out by Len4 in 2 rounds in a row, and Cornell have stretched these rounds out. The first 2 rounds, they haven't gotten onto the site until like 20 seconds left.
Yeah, and we talked about how these teams, both of them, like to play with the game time, right? They like to play with the pace of the game. I wouldn't be surprised if Cornell completely flips the script and they go for a super fast like B or A exec, right? You know what I mean? Like,
the best thing here for them to do is go quick. So they're going to be on lesser weapons here, just because of how the game works, right? Other than Banthanor, they'll be on lesser weapons. Banthanor obviously has the best weapon in the game, and it's not particularly close. But Simpson College has rifles across the board. Other than it looks like one with a judge. Looks like Scribe has a judge. We'll talk about that.
I like that.
But point being is that there are better weapons over on the Simpson College side. So you should try and do something quick here. That's where your weapons are better. But instead, they're continuing their slow, methodical bit here, which... Okay, let's see how it goes.
I think that judge buy is particularly really good because it stops that fast push, right? If you fast push into the judge, you're dead, right? He's gonna grind you into dust. And they've taken a lot of space onto this A side here. They've pretty much pushed all the way through A main. They've gotten to the orb area.
Yeah, but look at Banthanor.
Completely content, just going through mid, and Banthanor's just gonna spam bot side through the wall. You know what he's gonna do, and yet you still fall for it. It's the banana peel on the ground.
This is why I said that this is a chaos map pick for Cornell, because there's no fear from them. Everyone understands, hey, this Banthanor guy, he likes to buy the Odin. We've talked about it. Teams have talked about it. We've interviewed players, and I've asked them point blank about beating Banthanor and them saying he's an Odin player, right? Like, as Cornell finishes this round out, by the way, I just want to talk on that for a second. But it's a chaos thing because no other player does the same thing where they spam. Okay, that's cool, Lamp. No player does the same thing where they spam through every single wall that can possibly exist to say, hey, get away if you're standing behind it. There is no safe area.
That was not an outplay from Lamp.
No.
I will give it to him. But Anomaly just whiffed that completely, right? Like,
yep, no,
Anomaly completely whiffed. That's more of a whiff on Anomaly. Like, good for Lamp. Like, oh, okay, he repositioned his crosshair, he flicked over, but he had all the time. I could have made a sandwich, come back, eaten it, gone to the bathroom, and Lamp still had time to flick Anomaly.
Yeah, there was a lot of time there, and he's going to be kicking himself for that one. Scribe now with just a shorty as Cornell have won The conversion, Banthanor with his
Oh,
Odin. He's
Banthanor.
got another one here. He's good for one. Every round, it seems that he's good for one, and maybe he doesn't even see the enemy. He doesn't have to, though. It looks like they're leaning towards B a little now.
This is on the offensive side. Can you imagine the menace Banthanor is going to be on defense here?
Well, that's the thing. And I originally
How do you push
thought,
B site? How do you push B site when Banthanor flips over?
This is the bit, right? I originally thought, oh, Banthanor will just play Sova on this map. That makes sense. But he doesn't. And I like it even more that he doesn't, because he's the Odin buyer, and it means that the Sova can throw an arrow from so many different places, and Banthanor is just sitting there with the smokes ready to go out onto the B site. He's that B anchor. And it works so well. And Cable is working so well as he grabs 2 kills into the round, just dry peeks 2 players, and it's just one left. And it's the... it's the shorty of Scribe sitting in market.
You know where he is, right?
Yeah, Fed's just playing with his food here, I think. Maybe not. I mean... Okay, Fett absolutely did not know.
Yeah, Fett didn't know. He was trying to figure it out. He was like jump peeking, hoping for something, maybe for like a fake shot. But he's like, I've jump peeked it 3 times. I've jiggled so much. There's no way he's in this corner. Oh, wait, he actually is in this corner.
Yeah, he's still in that corner. All right,
timeout coming in from the defender's side. Siders once again, Simpson College falling down the slippery slope. They just don't have an answer. Like, and this is the thing about Ascent. The main thing that you always need to have mid control. If you give up mid, you give up the map, in my opinion.
And
right?
the problem with playing against Cornell is that mid control is so hard to get, because a lot of mid control is gained, and I wish we had the ability to draw on the map here, is gained by sitting behind the 2 spammable walls at top mid that's just past the barrier, right? There's so much mid control that can be gained there and be gained by pushing onto Cat through Tree Room. The problem is that entire area in front of the barrier at top mid is just non-existent. That doesn't exist when Banthanor is playing the game, because he'll spam you down with an Odin, and you'll take too much damage.
The only thing you can do is hide behind that little boost spot where the platform is, because I don't think you can be spammed behind both of those walls, right?
Yeah,
it's like a whole block.
But he's got a Molotov.
That's what he'll peek. Yeah, he's gonna molly it. I think if you're Simpson College, maybe you just start smoking off your own mid. Like, just smoke the bottom of mid for your own safety, so they can't just walk through it. You know, at that point, you might concede tree control, but if you've got a judge there, if you've got a couple players posted, you can potentially look to just put 2 tree, smoke off your own mid, and play 2B and 1A potentially, with one maybe playing market. At that point, because what you're doing right now is not working, and they're just going to push right in. Fett and Cable, they knock down Blight and Cider side by side. The coffins have been made.
Just buried in the ground right next to each other. It was one push, then the other push, and Banthanor with a steady stream of bullets that don't ever stop. Here's the thing. When the Odin's good, the Odin's good. Right? We talked about last game how maybe the Odin's not such a great buy. It's so expensive. It's more expensive than that. Who cares in this game, right? You're forcing it, and it's working. As long as it keeps working, it's being good. Lend 4 is able to grab one on the flank onto Scribe, and the problem now is there's just 2 players left for Simpson, and that entire area right there that Lend 4 was looking at, hey, that's another spammable area.
Yeah. I mean, they're just trying to defend this on site here, and unfortunately Simpson College, they've been knocked down, and they are so down in the hole. They are so broke that they've got to save 2 rifles here, and I don't know if Banthanor is going to let them. He is hunting them down. He's sniffing them out. Where are you? Fee, fi, fo, fum. The Odin is ready. Unfortunately, it doesn't take anybody out, but Simpson College quaking in their boots.
They are terrified. Well, you can see the way that Simpson's playing this defense is they are just legitimately terrified if Cornell takes here. It's really hard to be able to do anything. You actually look at the scoreboard. Players have 1 kills. 3 players have 1 kill. 1 player's got, I think, 4, and another's got 0. They have not found a way to even think about winning a round yet.
And I think a lot of those were to get anything done, right?
I think a lot of those were in the pistol too.
Oh yeah. Oh my! 5 people swing you. What do you do there? No agent can do anything there. The lockdown goes down. Bomb site is theirs. It has to be, right? You've got to leave, and Bonsai gets caught as well. He just gets spammed through the smoke. Banthanor once again with the rest of the squad pick up a kill, and
It's the other so here's the other problem with the Odin. Not only are you doing damage, you hit aim punch, right? And you get aim slowed a little bit. And so you get slowed down as you're trying to run away. You can use it as a pure CC tool. It's so insane, the power this Odin is having over Cornell, and you can see it's just scary. You can't walk through. I'm sorry, where was he just shooting?
He's just shooting. He's just shooting. He's literally the definition of suppressing fire. That's what he's doing.
Does Brimstone yell at? Because I feel like he does, and if he doesn't, he really should.
He might yell it at one point,
you know
or
what?
he might.
Here's the thing. Here's the other reason I'm now coming to understand why he plays Brimstone with the Odin. He can put down a stim beacon and shoot even faster.
Yep. He can throw down smoke.
Oh my! Cable
is having a game.
Stop
Cable is having a game. By the way.
Cable. Yeah, look, 4 players on 1 and Siders on a whole 2 kills this game. That's where we're at.
And this is what happens to Simpson College, right? If Siders can't get going, if he can't start popping off, the rest of his team can't do anything. And Cornell, 6-0 on the offensive side of Ascent, is just tearing through this. This is their map pick as well. I mean, Simpson College, unfortunately, you're on the receiving end of a Banthanor Odin, Cable popping off on this KO. I mean, this guy's been tapping heads consistently. Everybody on the side of Cornell's popping off.
They're doing well. They're doing well. It's brutal to see any amount of Simpson trying to stop. Did they buy an Odin into this round? Anomaly gets a kill onto Fett though, but it's quickly traded out. No, the Odin I saw and heard was the Banthanor Odin. Cable's got another one. Cable's been so good this game. He has been so incredibly good. A couple shots go through. Banthanore's just pushing the smoke. What is he doing?
He's just running in and left clicking. He's W plus left click. He's the definition of go in, and try to do your best as possible. As he's gonna get 2 for himself. He's the last member of Simpson College at this main area. They spotted him out. Cable's hunting. The dogs have been unleashed, and unfortunately, Scribe is gonna get bit in the ankles, the legs, the hamstrings. He's been torn apart by Cornell.
I have never seen a Rammus player described so well as just Banthanor.
Yeah. He just goes in. That's all he does.
He just rolls in and stands there and like fires.
Yeah. Exactly what he does here. Now, Fett has picked up the offensive op for himself. So even if Banthanor maybe dies, right? Maybe if Cable can't hit some of his shots, Fett can just turn the tides of this game in the blink of an eye, and I'm just gonna raw swing this with the op here. As one shot goes Ori, but they've still got a lot to do, and Chility gets dropped. But what do you do if you're Simpson? You're on a buy, you're on an eco, you've popped your mollies, you've done everything, but Banthanor's just gonna take you down. He's got 3 kills, 1 without the Odin.
I think it's just 2 in the round, but it doesn't matter because he has so much CC power that they walk into the site. It doesn't matter. The sheriff is finishing off the 3rd kill. You just had a premonition about it. Okay, it's fine. Sometimes we casters we have premonitions. Sometimes we curse the entire team. It looks like it's a premonition game.
8-0, by the way. The timeout did nothing for Simpson when they were down 4-0. It actually worked against their favor. And you look at the side of Cornell Esports, they can lose 2, 3 rounds and still have enough money to spare in the bank, ready to go. Cornell, I don't know if we've seen any 13-0s yet in the MEC. I don't know if it's happened yet.
No,
Mecca.
I don't think we've seen one.
Would this be the first one?
So I think the most dominant series we saw was ONU winning a best-of-3 series against Southwest Baptist 26-3 over 2 maps. So that was a 13-1 and a 13-2. They actually did it twice against Southwest Baptist. This is looking more dominant than that was.
But what's worse? Losing 2 maps 13-1, 13-2, or losing 1 map 13-0?
Oh, it's 1 map 13-0.
It has to be, right?
Well, the worst, I think the bigger problem is that wait, hold on. There's conversations that need to be had here. Scribe, did they just buy up Odins around this? I didn't pay attention for like 2 seconds, and now there's a lot of Odins in play.
Simpson
hold
College
on.
up 4v3 right now.
We gotta take
Mollies
this
are going
serious.
out. Cornell has the post plant ready to go, and they're gonna get one with the molly, and they're just gonna spam through the smoke. And Banthador's ready. He's got the gun toted. They've also got the Hunter's Fury popping. You can't defuse this. I don't think you have the time to stick. You've got to get kills here. And we just see Siders standing in the smoke with an off. What are you doing?
Banzai's got 2. That's the problem here. It's just Len 4 left. He's only got 20-something HP.
No time.
Doesn't matter. There's no time. That was the first close round of the game, and it still couldn't finish in a Simpson College victory. It was the first close round of the game. Everything else has felt so Cornell-sided.
Back to the 13-0 point. So why is 13-0 actually worse?
It's a mental thing. It's oh, that's unfortunate. Anomaly's just gonna sit here for a bit and try and hit that. Okay, he hits on the second. It's so much mentally worse. It's even worse when it comes into map 1. It's not as bad when it comes into map 2 and you lose on the 13-0, right? Because your mental is garbage already because you lost 2-0, but now you've lost 2-0 like this.
Cable.
I want to point
and Manthano are just running through. There's W key. They don't care, Mecca. They don't have time. Their mom's calling them for lunch. They're saying dinner's ready, lunch is ready, the friends are over, family's over, go make your bed, clean your room. We've got to go. They're packing the suitcases, rushing out. The hotel checkout time is 10:30.
Mom's asking them to pause their game, and they're saying, hold on, I'll just finish this off. I can't pause. I'll just finish this off real quick. So they're going for the jugular here. Cable's got yet another kill. He's been so good this match. Oh, no. Oh, that's so brutal for Bonsai right there that he couldn't hit anything onto Cable. Oh, my. How? There's no real way to talk about this game anymore other than just how. Like,
Why?
seriously. How?
Who?
Why? Where? You know all
What?
those questions they say,
When?
hey,
Yeah.
when you're in like 3rd grade that are like, hey, you need to learn how to structure paragraphs. You gotta talk who, what, when, where. Those are the only things we can talk about this game.
That's how you structure this cast. Who, what, when, where, and why. Who?
I know, and a
Manthano.
lot of how.
What? Odin. When?
Where?
1
Always.
p.m. PST.
No. When?
Why?
Always. Where?
Oh, and
always.
Yeah.
Why?
Where? Always.
Why? Do you really need to know?
10-0 now for Cornell Esports here. It would take a fumbling of the highest of degrees to lose this map to Simpson College now. I mean, 10-0. They're going for the... If I'm Cornell, I go for the 13-0. Right? Like, I have to.
Oh, yeah.
It's in my blood. I have to do it. There's no way I don't. It's not like a disrespect thing. It's nothing like that. I just have to close this out 13-0 because I need to do it. We've dominated so far, but Siders doesn't want to get taken out. He wants to have an ounce of pride ready to go, but he gets traded. Lamp will actually end up trading him. Banthador did put some damage, like you mentioned. I think Banthador has like some of the most assists in this game, simply because of, like you mentioned, the aim punch, the wall bangs, everything like that. He's getting damage on. He's just not getting the kills.
It's okay because Cable is. Oh my god, he knows. He just knows where Banzai is. It's just left to Anomaly and he can't do anything. This is stupid. This is dumb.
Map 1 Cable,
Okay, you know,
different. Map 2 Cable, head tap machine. You can't tell me it's because he was on the sky versus the KO.
No.
Something with KO instills confidence. I know when I play him, I want to flash through every smoke. I don't care, right? You just want to go.
To me, Cable's just playing KO is just playing Counter-Strike. Okay, hold on. We need to talk about something else. You mentioned earlier today that ONU absolutely destroyed on Haven, right? Or was it Briarcliff? Briarcliff destroyed on Haven. They absolutely destroyed Clark University on Haven, and it was disgusting, and they should never get Haven again. Welcome to the Cornell Esports version of that. They have not looked like they lost the step. Oh my... We should just shut up.
Close the door and
rest of
goes
the game.
right through it.
We should just shut up.
Close the door. Yeah, you just let the game talk. I mean, what is happening, Fett? Pushing through double smokes and getting a kill? You're not supposed to do that. That's not allowed.
You should one enemy remaining.
This is not like a random premier tournament. This is not like your this is not your solo queue.
These are not my plat games, man. This is coordinated collegiate play. There are scholarships. There are teams here. There are players investing time and money. Cornell Esports, 12-0 on the half.
12-0 half.
Switching sides.
What is this? This is dumb. We're gonna get to the end show and have nothing to talk about.
We have something to talk about. We have a lot to talk about.
Actually, that's a good point. It's just one word.
Cornell.
It'll just be one word.
Cornell.
Banthanor.
Now,
Cable.
there you go.
There you go. Oh, there's our post show.
100%.
Oh my lord.
I mean, Simpson College. It's possible. It's not impossible. It's highly improbable. But
they made
they
it close.
Bring it to a tie game.
They made it close on their map. I'll give it that to them. They're not making it close on the Cornell map pick. All right, Cider's not able to get an opening duel there. He tried. He really did, but Banthanor just walked away quick. He's sitting with the Sky Smokes ready to go. He's
no.
Did he have tech? There was tech right there.
He dropped the shorty for himself, got the smoke down, but Cornell are down one here. Simpson College as well. They're going to go through tree. They're going to split A, and it's going to work here. 3v5. Cornell, the first round they might lose comes at the half. Round 13 might be the one they drop.
We said this before that these pistol rounds are just even. That's the whole bit of the pistol rounds is that everyone's got the same weapons, same thing. Makes everything really even. So Simpson College went out in the first one, but Cornell has been able to previously come back on these second rounds. And even if they don't win the second round, I'm sorry to tell you, but they have 10 more chances. They have 11 chances right now to close this game out. They need one round. They need a little bit of luck to go their way. They need one Banthanor Odin buy.
They need one multi-kill from Banthanor. I think Banthanor, I'm surprised he didn't opt in for the Ares. Just full sends it. Full shields on the side of Cornell. Or sorry, Simpson here. They're not going to take any chances. They're not going to play the games. 4 Spectres. A rifle as well for Bonsai. They want to guarantee the round win. They need to. Every round is a do or die round, unfortunately, for Simpson College. Diamonds are made under pressure.
Launching smoke.
How many carrots is this one going to be? Simpson College, 1-12 right now. They got the opening pick onto Cornell Esports, and we're going to see if they can get much more.
Oh, Banthanor tries to get one kill on the side or just through the right click of the shorty of the classic, but it is only a free weapon after all.
Spike planted.
So to push through, try and grab Scribe, but he can't do anything. Scribe will just grab both kills, and it's all onto Len 4 so quickly. We said it was probability that Simpson was going to win this round. Looks to be the case. That's okay. It's all fine. Cornell now have 10 opportunities to close this game out. That's a lot of opportunities. You can only lose so many rounds in a row.
Oh, they got a kill. Len is going to pick up one. He's going to upgrade the gun. He's going to get 2. Is he just going to close it out here? It's a 1v2 from a 1v4. Unfortunately, Bonsai with the rifle Bulldog is going to take Len 4 out here. Not without doing quite a big chunk of damage. As Ahsoka says, that was an expensive round for Simpson College. You got the win.
At what cost?
You ran. You got your pockets ran from Cornell.
At what cost? Ooh. All right.
Rifles coming in pretty much for everybody here at Cornell. Odin.
This is the start of something. They know where
Look at the
Banthanor's
Simpson
playing.
side, though. They're willing to upgrade. Oh, Banthanor. Don't do it to him like that. Don't end Simpson's hopes and dreams off of a multi-kill.
Oh, he's got a kill
no,
on
he
Ciders.
doesn't even. He's killed Ciders, potentially the best player for Simpson College.
He's just walking through. What is he doing?
Running in with his knife.
What
He
is
doesn't
he
even care.
doing? What is he? What is this guy?
Cable.
Cable's got
Picks
the
up
trade.
kill.
Yeah.
Trade onto Banthanor.
Oh,
Oh,
my
Cable
Lord.
picks another one. This guy's just tapping. He had this guy with aim lambs before this.
Scribe went
Did
deeper
they have enough
in.
time?
Oh no. He barely didn't get. Does Cable not think he's there anymore? Does he know that part of the nade missed? I think he knows part of the nade missed.
He's got to. He didn't hear a TP. He didn't hear anything. He just has to. He didn't clear the corner.
Yeah, but Scribe's
Not all the way.
Scribe's the last one alive, and it's a 3v2, and he's got nowhere to go.
Oh, he's
except
gonna TP
for the
all
B
way
site.
over
He
to
has
B.
the B site to go. He's gonna put the spike down, but will he even get the spike
Len.
down? Len4 is right here.
Spike planted.
It doesn't matter. That's it. That's game over. Cornell 13-2. It's not the 13-0 that we were hoping for. It's not the 13-0 we were promised. But a 12-0 half from Cornell is disgusting.
Defenders win.
12-0 on the offensive side of Ascent into a 13-2 victory. Cornell Esports. I mean, that's the end game, right? Cornell Esports.
They are a very good team on Ascent. They are actually an incredible team on Ascent. They understand the map, which isn't funny because everyone understands that map.
But Banthano puts a twist on it. He goes Brimstone. He's going to spam you through every wall. He's going to spam you through his own smokes. He'll smoke his own team off. He'll throw down what is considered, like you said, the stimmy, and he'll shoot the Odin at twice the speed. I mean, it's disgusting what Cornell just did. Simpson College, unfortunately, with this series loss, they have been bounced out of the MEC Fall Valorant season. Their run ends here. But Cornell now have to face a lower bracket demon in Miami, Ohio. Both the Vikings and Cornell are looking for upset wins. How bonkers would it be if the lower semifinals was between CSU Vikings and Cornell and both Miami and Clark lose? Biggest upset of the tournament? Biggest upset of the year? Probably.
All right. I think that's going to be it for us for the day, though. We'll be back again tomorrow with Super Smash Brothers. And we'll be back again next week. No, we won't be back next week. Do we have next week off?
We won't.
We'll be back on Friday next week with only 2 matches, and it's the lower bracket matches, I think. Lower semis, up to the lower semis. Matches on Friday. Be here. Okay, so Friday next week, Clark versus CSU and Cornell versus Miami of Ohio. That A9, A10 match, that's what will be on Friday this coming week, and we'll get into the other 4 matches left the week after that. But until then, we're going to get going, and we will all see you next week. Bye.